Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to my Flesh and Blood stream. Today we're going to be practicing for Atlanta a little bit. We got Victor up on the docket. I've just decided that Victor's what I'm going to play. I've really tested around with like Rhinar, KO. There's been a lot of stuff I've worked on behind the scenes here to like kind of like try and get a feel for what I wanted to do in Atlanta, and I've just decided that Victor's just a play. I think Victor's just the deck that I feel the most comfortable with. It's the thing I like the most. So I think that's definitely what we're going to be doing. Slip said you already know and got a big hydrate. I'm not even here yet and we got big hydrates. Hey Josh, what's going on, dude? I'm pretty excited today. I think today's gonna be I think we're gonna get some good practice in today. I'm pretty excited to see everything and just like kind of play through the deck a little bit. I made a couple of changes, and there's a couple things I want to talk about with you guys and kind of see what your all's thoughts are. And just kind of, you know, like play through the deck and just kind of figure out what you all think about the list and changes we might be able to make throughout the day. There's a couple of things I'm still on the fence about and things I want to be doing, so we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about that throughout the stream today. So we learned after Fleshbag cut some Clash. Nah, fam. We ain't cutting Clash cards. That ain't happening. All right, we're also going to be playing in Request Undo CC. I've had a lot of people trying to take back some weird stuff lately, so I'm in Request Undo at all times. I'm still letting most everything get taken back by people, but I'm just like, people have been doing some weird stuff lately. So we got a big hydrate for Slip. All right. Woo. I think against Kano, we got to go second. I don't have a Kano like sideboard put in here, but we run a Nothos. We run No Rune Gloves, Boots. We run the Balance of Justice so that we can draw cards randomly if we need to. And we want all of our go against stuff. For anybody who's wondering, this is not a good matchup at all. Dude, seeing Prism do well yesterday was really cool. Like, that was really exciting to see Prism do well yesterday. We're going to cut Trounces. We're going to cut the Test of Strengths, and we need one more card. So I guess we're going to bring in the Pulverize. It sounds about what I typically do. So yeah, we're bringing in the out muscles here. That's one of the changes I made from my list yesterday. We are playing out muscles, so I don't know that that's necessarily true though. Like, Josh, like I think that like a lot of people are let's pitch here. Let's block 2 this way. And then we're going to block here as well. Now our opponent's got a pretty good start off here, putting us on the back foot pretty quickly here, but we're going to hope to use out muscle here. Jesus, this hand's terrible. Okay, so this is not good in any way. So honestly, what we're going to do is we're just going to come in for 7 and we're just going to arsenal the pummel here. This is not a good hand. I don't think that what you should take away from the calling Phuket is that if I don't think the takeaway from there is that if I don't think the takeaway from calling Phuket is that that Prism's only good when you're unprepared. I don't think that's true at all. I mean, people are crying for the Arclight ban, and yeah, they are, but people are always crying about something. Like, people are always upset about something, and they always want to be stopping something. Like, that's just what people do. I mean, we might as well just go ahead and use this, I think. Like, I think this is just okay. We can just go ahead and use this. And then let's block 3. And then we have 2 incoming here. We're going to pitch our red. And then we're going to go blue, then our red. And then I am not going to make a surge, I think. And I'm going to throw the Command and Conquer here. I think that's the plan. We're just going to go ahead and throw CNC, and then we'll have 2 that we can use for AB as well here. But I mean, yeah, like there's like generic tech for like the Arclight loop and like time snap potion that people can play, and like I do think people are like a little upset when there's like we don't need to be upset yet. Jesus, what are these hands, bro? These hands are awful. Like, these hands are absolutely atrocious. But, like, there's definitely ways that people can go about fixing it. And, like, I think that, like, people don't like things that stop you from playing the game. Like, that is just, like, that is, like, what, like, I know about card players in general. Like, people do not like things that stop you from playing the game. And so, like, people are upset because, like, the Arclight loop stops you from playing the game. So, like, that's 100% why people are upset. And I, like, excuse me. Yo, let's go. An anonymous gifter giving out 1 sub to the community. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. It means a lot. But like, we're card players, man. Like, we want to complain. That's the God's honest truth. That's what I would tell anybody. Is that, like, we're card players. We want to complain. And so I just, like, I think that's part of it, brother. I think that's just part of the game. God, that's twice he has used Toma Fandle to gain life. We are not drawing a good density of blues right now. This is like, I mean, this is a tough matchup anyway. Like, this is tough. It's like 100% Azalea. She is easy. Only because she's easy to attack against. I mean, I think Azalea has a tough matchup into Prism anyway. I mean, so do we just pitch a blue here? Like, is that just the plan? Do we just pitch a blue and block 2? Like, I don't know that, like, there's any world where, like, we're ever going to really get to use this pummel here. I mean, I guess we can block 1 with the Spinal Crush, and we can throw the hammer. So we'll do this. Yeah, he's going to put the tome on top. He's going to go blue. He's going to activate Kano. No? Oh, he's setting up combo turn here. I see what he's doing. I think we're just doing this. I think we're just going to throw the hammer for 4. I mean, I think we have to play it. I don't think there's really an option here. We're, like, super dead here either way. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, I mean, people are just, like, people are kind of, like, I think people have, like, a lot of memories of OG Prism, in my opinion, and I think there's a lot of people who are upset because they think that, like, it's going to turn into OG Prism, and, like, the metagame will settle. Like, people will come back down to earth. People will understand that, like, the game is, like people are still, like it's fine. Yeah, I mean, we only have 1 floating, so, like, we're Omega dead here, I imagine. I could be wrong. Like, we could not be dead here, but, like, anything he does is getting +5 here. Yeah, I mean, with double potion, it's so hard to keep up here. Mara will start playing Prism again. Like, she played Prism originally when she got into the game. Like, that was the first deck she played was Prism. So, I mean, I never said it was unwinnable, Josh. I said that Prism was very favored into Azalea. Like, but I mean, yeah, like, I mean, Brody's just the exception to, like, most rules in the game, brother. Like, that's kind of just Brody's shtick, is that he's, like, just insanely good at the game in general. So Sonic Boom is actually correct here because he gets to get a free card off the top that he knows what it is, and I have to take 9. I mean, I think I'm dead. Oh, man, this is insane. He can play the Voltic Bolt because it costs less because of how much damage he dealt to me. And then this is going to be for, like, yeah, 9. And then the Blazing Ethers for, like, a bajillion. Yeah, I mean, this is a tough matchup. Like, I think with AB2 and the right amount of pressure, it can be done. But, like, this is a tough matchup. Like, we're never going to win this match when you draw the way that I did. You guys saw it. I mean, we drew, like, we only had 2 blues in, like, 2 hands. Like, there were 2 hands that had trip or quad reds that game, which was tough. So, I mean, people do yell at him for being slow play. Like they do yell at Brody. Like, people get upset at Brody for, like, playing slow, and, like, part of me gets it because, like, Brody uses a significant amount of the clock. Like, if there's 55 minutes in a game, including shuffling and all that and yada yada yada, Brody uses majority of the clock every time I've ever seen him play. And, like, it's a little frustrating sometimes for people because it's like, if this were a chess clock, you couldn't do that. You know what I mean? Like, it's like he can't, like, and he kind of uses that to his advantage. The fact that it's not a chess clock. It's one thing that I really liked about Magic Online is that it was literally 25 minutes each for a chess clock. And I really like that. But I don't know. Like, Brody's a good player, and he understands that within the rules of the game, he gets to use the clock to his advantage to make all the decisions he wants, and he's insanely good at math. So you see him, like, doing that and making those, like, plays. But I understand why people are frustrated, because, I mean, like, you literally watch games, like, you know, take an hour and a half for Brody to play. Like, and I understand people's frustration. I truly do. I truly, truly do. Watching Brody's games on stream is extremely boring. I mean, that's a very fair assessment, honestly, Koopa. Like, it is tough because it's weird because it's like, it is boring because nothing happens, but part of me enjoys watching it at the same time because there's so much happening against Levia. We want to go second. But there's so much happening that, like, I want to watch the game because, like, while there's so little happening, there's so much happening with Brody, and, like, I think that makes it interesting. I do agree, it is excessive sometimes. Like, I think that's everyone's problem. No one dislikes Brody. Like, no one, like, it, you know, is, like, upset. Like, it's just it's tough sometimes because it's like you want to see the games played faster because you want the game to end. Like, and I get it. I understand. Yeah, no, I mean, he's not breaking the rules. Like, he's not breaking the rules by any means necessary. But I mean, it is like Crown of Providence, and to me, I like that. I think that's, I'm surprised they're on Husk instead of Tunic, but I get it. But like, yeah, no, I mean, yeah, like it. I mean, yeah, it works. So what I would say to that is, like, you're not the first person to make that comment to me, Josh, is that Brody doesn't win a lot because he takes so long. Brody wins a lot because he's good at the game. Brody plays impeccably fast at the end of the game, every single game. Like, when he's playing at the end, he's always playing like bang, 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 bang. Like, when he knows the clock's about to run up. The only time that you ever really watch Brody take his time when he's doing something is that Eye of Ophidia in Levia. I did not know that was a thing. Hey, John, what's up, dude? Dude, you're not really late. I've only been live about 15, 20 minutes now. So I don't, you're not really late, man. It's cool that he got to, like, travel to Pi and play. Like, and he won the calling. Like, dude, I have no idea what this Levia is cooking, but, like, I'm all about it. I've never seen anybody play Eye of Ophidia in this deck. Somebody told me I should play Eye of Ophidia in Victor when the game first came out because they wanted to see, I mean, we can just make a Surge and throw the Chokeslam and then Arsenal the Thunderquake here, right? That's a good play. I think taking 3 is fine here. Yeah, somebody told me, like, I can't remember who it was. Somebody mentioned, it might have been Josh, honestly, mentioned that I should play, I'm having a stroke right now. That I should play Eye of Ophidia and Victor for, like, the clashes and stuff like that. But it doesn't really work the way you want it to, unfortunately. I wish it did, but it doesn't really. So we can take 6 and see what happens here. And then, honestly, I can go Debilitate into Pummel. Like, which is pretty cool here. And they don't even have flashbacks, so, like, there's no worries for us about, like, getting, like, you know, bullied here. Oh, it's not cool? Oh, dude, get out of here, man. I honestly, man, like, I love to see, like decks like that winning. So let's see. We have 2. Let's see. We have 3, 6. 9, 12, 14, and he has 6, 8, 11. So we both have 14. I think we can go ahead and give up the shield here. I think it's fine. Like, maybe I'm giving up the shield a little bit too excessively. I got a little too early here because, I mean, it is just damage, to be honest. But I like throwing the debilitate here. Like, I think that throwing the debilitate's like really sweet. Like, I don't think that it appears that my opponent's not playing around Pummel at all, so like I think this is like pretty fun. Playing Pummel into Levia is a more recent idea for me. I haven't really tried this strategy yet, so I'm curious to see how this plays going forward. But we'll see what happens. Oh, the Might token. I mean, we could just use the sink below and throw Thunderquake here, right? Like, seems like a pretty good play. We don't need to sink anything. Like, we can just keep our hand the way that it is, and we'll just throw the Thunderquake here for 10. He'll probably give us Husk, if I had to guess. Like, this is... I mean, he's at 16. This is a pretty good, like, Husk here, I think. I also think that my opponent's, like, way too early to, like, flip here. So, if we push through 2 points and get rid of Husk and Crown, like... We're up 10 points, and that's a huge W for us, I think. I think that's a really good play for us. Yeah, this is pretty good, I think. Hey, Enough, what's up, dude? Yeah, no, I'm streaming earlier because it's on Sunday, man. I like streaming earlier on the weekends so that like people like, you know, who are in different parts of the world can like, you know, come and hang out more regularly. So I'm glad you're able to come and hang out, man. I appreciate you coming by and chilling with us today. I mean, yeah, let's just, let's use this. So I think we're just going to go ahead and crack this here. I actually really like that. I'm pretty incentivized just to take 5 here, right? And then block whatever's after this. So this is for 8. So... I can give 3 and then just give the sink below here. Did he actually not turn off Blood Debt at all? Wow, that's fantastic for us. So he's going to flip into Blasmo here, I assume. I assume that's the play here. Flip into Blasmo and get rid of some cards. And then we're going to throw another 10 at him. Okay, trying to flip the game here. I respect my opponent's decision to like try and flip the game in their favor. This does not have go again. What did they hit? What did they banish? Why is it not telling me? I mean, I know it goes upside down, but like it should still tell me before it goes upside down. All right, that was an interesting game. I feel like we were in a pretty good spot there towards the end of the game, though. Like the pummels, I like that people are playing like Crown of Providence and things like that into me, because like it makes the pummel lines better for me. And I think that a lot of people aren't expecting me to play pummel in Victor into Levia and KO because of I guess we want to go second here, because of having a stroke, and my opponent left. We'll create a new lobby here. I don't really like when it has all the disconnected stuff on it. Because people aren't playing Fleshbag into me anymore. Like, I know that KO's still playing Fleshbag, but, like, I think it's pretty easy to play around the first one. I think that, honestly, like, that was one of the reasons that I lost to Scowling yesterday in our CC game, was because I was not playing pummels and I was playing, like, a more, like, passive list. And I think it's easier to get, fatigued that way if they understand their role in the matchup. All right, we're going to hope to see a little, like, some better hands here this time around. Like, our last Kano game we just played was not great for us, but... Let's be Fleshbag played. Dude, no, he played very well yesterday. Like, I honestly, like, I told him that afterwards. Like, he played very well yesterday. Like... I think that I mean, there's a decent chance we draw a blue, right? We should just play it safe and pitch the pummel here. Or do I need to play a little greedy in this matchup? Let's play it safe and pitch the pummel. We brought in a lot of reds here. We're only on 32 blues. But yeah, no, he played very well yesterday. And like, he beat me because of it. Like, I told him that afterwards. I was like, dude, you played very well. I was like, you know, like, hold your head high, man. Like, you did a very good job today. Did a very good job today. Brute gonna be Brute? I mean, yeah, dude. Like, I feel like that's a very, like, dude, Jesus, what is this trash? It's a very good way to look at it. Like, Brute's gonna be Brute, and that's all there is to it. Like, yeah, sometimes that's just how it be sometimes. Absolutely. Art of War, Blood Rush, and the Intimidate Pump card. Talking about Barraging Beatdown. Is that the one you're talking about, Koopa? I mean, he doesn't care about the Chokeslam Crush effect. Oh, he's on the D-Reacts. This is going to be fun. He's on the D-Reacts. This should be an interesting game. Pretty incentivized to just pitch the Golden Sun here. To like AB2 here. Like, that's pretty good line for us here. Depending on what my opponent does, I actually really like going Disable into Debilitate as opposed to Disable into Hammer. But I'm not really a big fan of arsenaling blues, but we'll see what my opponent does. I'm sorry, that's actually incorrect. I would like to take that back if you don't care, opponent. Sorry, I pitched the wrong card there. You just enjoy watching Victor lose. I think a lot of people feel that way. Guardians had a lot of like fun in the sun, and I think a lot of people enjoy seeing it lose wholeheartedly, to be honest. Oh, those were his banish cards. Oh, gotcha. I see what you're saying. I see. Art of War, Blood Rush, and wow, that's insane. I mean, just talk about Value Town us, huh? So I think making a Surge and throwing a Nothos is actually better since I can Arsenal to Disable. I don't like that we had quad blues. Like, that's not great for us. Our opponent's just blocking effectively. I think that's a very smart play. My opponent understands that if their hand isn't doing what they want, then they should just be... that if their hand isn't doing what they want, then they should just be blocking. And I think that's a very intelligent play for my opponent. Yep. I'm like very torn because I want to throw the Command and Conquer, but I don't think it's correct to throw the Command and Conquer. So we're just going to throw the Disable because it's just 7 damage here. With the Surge floating, we can throw it here. And probably gets a card or two out of my opponent's hand here. Okay, just one card, which means they want to throw something at me. His hand's not great, like at all. Okay. I think we're just going to go ahead and attack for 6, knowing that we have 2 we can pitch here. It's just Victor. You just like watching Victor lose. I mean, hey, like, whatever works, man. I know people dislike Victor. Like, it is what it is. Like, I love the hero. God, see, this is so bad. Like, this is not good at all. But what we can do is attack for 9 and then Arsenal the out muscle, which gives us a going in card. So that's pretty good because even with the deck composition of like them playing D-Reacts, like I don't think they can't really stop the out muscle here. So I think I think you either love or hate Victor like wholeheartedly. Like I think that's like how people feel about Victor. Like you either enjoy playing it and like the play patterns, or you just hate Victor because you play Warrior and you lose to Clash. Josh. Oh man. Gotta kill myself. Oh yeah, no, I know. Hey, listen, it works out for me that you hate him because I'm excited to get that mat from you. I am excited to get that mat from you at Nationals, man. Are you coming to Nats, Josh? I know you said you weren't coming to Atlanta because you don't like driving in the city, but I didn't know if you were going to come to... Didn't know if you were going to come to Hmm. Didn't know if you were going to come to Nats or not. Nats is too far? Sag. Well, we may have to, like, figure out a way for me to buy that from you. Like, otherwise then. Because I would like to have the Victor mat. Like, I think it's cool. I own a lot of the Dash mats. Like, any, like Mechanologist-style mats. I own a lot of those. So, like, I don't know. Like, I like having play mats. Like, I think it's fun to have play mats, but... I think it's fun to have playmats, but like it's not something I spend a lot of money on because like I'll buy a playmat here and there randomly, like one that I want. The coolest playmat that I have, Carly bought it for me. Actually, she bought it for me for my birthday last year. It was a. Oh, I guess I could have drawn a card there with the balance. Yeah, there's no reason to do it. I'd rather do it when they tome or something. But she bought me a. She bought me a high octane mat for my birthday last year, and it's my favorite mat that I have. Like, it's really cool. I play with it every time I play, except for when we're testing here, like on camera and stuff like that. But I play with it every time I play, just because like I think it's, I don't know, like I really like it, it's my favorite mat that I have. I'm a very big fan of that mat. But you get many, then you don't know what to do with them. Oh, mats? Yeah, no, 100%. Like, how many warrior mats do you have? How many warrior mats do you have, Josh? That's like that. I feel like that's a real question here. Like, how many warrior mats do you have? Honestly, you know what? If you're hanging out here today, like, I want to know what your favorite mat is. Like, I even if you don't own it, actually, you know what? I want to know what your favorite mat is that you own, and I want to know what your favorite mat is that, like, just in general. Oh, you have a Glint of Quicksilver mat? That's cool. I feel like that's a really cool mat. I feel like I would actually enjoy like seeing that. I mean, I think we can just go ahead and block one here, right? Like, we can just go ahead and pitch the Pulverize and block one. And then since we have an off surge card, I think I'm just going to go ahead and throw the Debilitate here. I went to click on it because I'm used to it costing 4, but we have the surge floating. So I think it's actually better to make this play here and keep the blue in my hand. I like this play better. 2 energy potions is kind of scary, I won't lie. Let's just go ahead and do this. Let's attack for 8. And then we have the Pummel ready at hand, which I'll probably play this turn depending on how they block or what they do. Honestly, like, you love to see this. I'm just going to go ahead and play the Pummel and get the last card out of their hand. Like, I think this is worth pushing 3 points to, like, actually to get the last card out of their hand. I could be wrong. I don't know. That could have been a mistake. Like, it's... Let's throw 10. We are leaving ourselves open to, like, getting killed out of nowhere, but, like, I don't think that's... Like, when you're playing the D-React Kano, I don't think that's a chance you can ever take. I don't think that's a chance you can ever take. I could be wrong. I could be wrong, though. I don't know. I don't know. What's your favorite? Carly said, what's your favorite mat you don't own? Asking for a friend. Oh. Leave no witnesses? Oh, dude, that's cool. I bet that's a sweet mat. I've never actually seen one of those in person, but I'd like to see that one. You have 8 prism mats? Jesus, Josh. Tunic mat is a cool one. I do like the tunic mat. That is cool. Dude, I'd like to... What kind of custom Dory mat do you have? I gotta know, Zek. Is it cool if I call you Zek, by the way? Like, I feel like I, like, call you that randomly, but, like, if you want me to call you Zechariah, I'm not bothered by that at all. But, like, I just feel like Zek is so much faster. You have a Herald of Erudition mat? That's really cool. See, I really like this, hearing, like, what people's favorite mats are. Like, that's, like, this is, like, I love that kind of stuff. Oh, Jesus. This is actually, like, cracked. I mean, we can pitch a blue here, right? Like, I think this is fine. And then we can pitch the Choke Slam here. Otherwise... Yeah, he must have, like, hit a whiff here. So... We're just going to overpitch so that we have 2 floating this way. I think this is the best way to play this. That's cool. All right, sweet. I appreciate it, man. I'm trying to think what my favorite mat I don't own is. So there's a Teklo core mat. Like there's a Teklo core mat, Carly. Like that might be like, I don't know. Like that one's at the top of the list. I don't own that one. Because I have the high octane mat that you bought me. I have the Pulse Wave Harpoon mat. There's another Dash mat that I think I own. But I do not have the Teklo core one, which I think is pretty cool. I like the Teklo core one. I think it's pretty sweet. This is a great play for us. Like being able to throw Go again and still have resources in our hand is awesome. Like I really like this play. Like we still have the ability to AB2 here, or I'm sorry, AB4 here. I mean AB2 and then AB2 is what I mean, but yeah, you guys know what I mean. I mean that's fair. That makes sense. Like that actually makes sense to me. It's a stained glass map with the equipment art on the left and a bunch of the spec art on the right. Dude, that's awesome. Dude, you'll have to next time you come to the outpost or the blue post or something, man. Bring it with you. Oh, I meant to ask you, Zek, are you coming to the blue post for the Pro Quest here in a few weeks? I'll always love. So Hess, I actually had a chance. I actually had a chance to have the Crown of Providence mat, but I ended up selling it like for a pretty good price when I got it. I can't remember when I got it. Was that Baltimore? Was that Baltimore when that mat came out? But I did end up buying that. I did end up selling that mat for a pretty decent price. I was pretty happy with what I sold it for, honestly. So, I guess this is his pitch stack that I'm gonna die to. I'm in danger. So Nick, ironically, no, like it's not like this is not an auto win by any means, but I think that AB2 and like all of the Go Again cards give me a decent chance in the matchup. I think it's the best chance I've had since I've started playing Victor, but I would not call this a free win by any means. Like this is a very hard matchup in my opinion, and I think I'm gonna have to get like I don't even know that the AB2 2 times is gonna be enough to save me here. I'm probably just dead. I haven't done the math yet. Jesus Christ, dude. So I guess with a blue, he can't play the Ether Quickening here. But with a blue, he can play Wildfire, Ether Flare, and Blazing Ether in the Zap. So, like, I think I'm just dead. I think I'm dead here. What day is it? I might be able to. I can go find out after this. Oh, okay, so he's going to try and draw some cards here. Oh, he's going to draw into 2 blues that he knows are there? Oh my gosh. And then he's going to have the blue. Why are you Kanoing? I'm going to assume that, like, he knows what's where. Maybe I'm giving my opponent too much credit. That's also very possible here, guys. I don't know. Like, that's... Bro, we're getting... Bro, my opponent is living in 2040. Dude. Dude, this is bad. This is so bad. My opponent, like, actually knew their entire pitch stack. Good for them. I do not feel bad about losing this game anymore. Oh my god. Bro. Yeah, dude, I'm so dead. This is so bad. I have never played against a Kano who played this deck who actually understood the entire thing. Dang. Now he gets to draw into 2 more blues here. Damn. Well played, fam. Well played. Josh, but the thing is, like, yeah, you said it, but, like, we don't know that our opponent actually knows everything here. Like, some of this could have just been, like, lucky guessing, but, like, this was really well. Yeah, no, this is a terrible matchup, Nick. I agree. This is a horrible matchup. Hey, Quinn, what's up, dude? Yeah, this has been tough. You got the sleeves and the mat for 30 bucks, Hess? Bro, that's a steal. I sold the mat by itself for like 100 bucks. So that's crazy. That's crazy that you got it for that price, dude. Yeah, so we gotta be stopping this. And yeah, we what is this? What is this for like 9? Jesus. My God. This is amazing. There are very few times I'm genuinely in awe of my opponent, like playing the game that well. Yeah, just play Prism, that'll show Kano. I mean, listen, the one time we did play Prism into Kano, it was like a landslide and I played terribly. I would like to chat with my opponent and tell them that I appreciate like, all right, I guess they don't want to chat with me. They just want the game to be over with, but Jesus. So he still had Blazing Ether and a Zap. Bro, that was nuts. That was actually nuts, fam. I have never played against somebody who actually knew the entire pitch deck all the way around, bro. Like, that was crazy. Man. Well played, opponent. Well played, fam. Well played. Oh, dude, that's awesome, Hess. I'm glad that I'm glad that I'm glad that you got him for such a steal, dude. That's awesome, brother. I love to hear stories like that, man. That's amazing. Zap for 29, more like Blazing for 80. Bro, that game was so over. Like, my opponent, like, if my opponent for some reason ends up watching this back and like seeing that match, like, well played. Because dang, I've never seen somebody actually put it together that way. It's on a Sunday. So you'll try to make it, dude. I hope you get to make it, man. I was like, I love to get to see as many locals as possible, especially like at our local tournaments. All right, so it's been about 45 minutes. I got another big hydrate we got to do for Caleb, and I'm gonna get an extra cup of water because I know how y'all are. I'm gonna use the bathroom, get a couple cups of water for big hydrates, and when I come back, we'll be playing more Victor. Thanks for hanging out today, guys. All right, short break, and we're back. Josh said it was secretly Majin the whole time. I mean, bro, like, wouldn't surprise me as well as that person played. Would not surprise me. All right, we got a big hydrate for Caleb. Oh, and we got a big hydrate for Josh when I was gone, so... All right. One down, one to go. All right, so my Bravo and my Victor game plan is the exact same. Bring in everything but the trounces and the out muscles and play 65 cards here. And we just need our cards to line up in a decent way. Going first is like, it doesn't have as much downside as we think because of the 2 pulverizes, in my opinion. Like, I don't think it's that bad. Honestly, I really don't think it's that bad. Alcohol, dun 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 dun. It's the season of the sticks, and I have this song stuck in my head. That makes me so angry because I hate that song. I mean, part of me just wants to go Zealous into Hammer and take cards out of their hand. I could just make a Surge, keep the Sink Below in my hand, and pass. Maybe I'm supposed to... I mean, honestly, like, let's just make a Surge. Let's throw the Hammer. Like, we're going to throw the Hammer here because, like, this is a game that comes down to taking cards out of each other's deck. So we want to make sure that... Oh, wow, I'd call that a pretty big win. I mean, sucks for us that they won the... So they have a red Thunderquake in their hand. All right, that's fine. I mean, it is what it is. Looks like based off their hand, they were pretty happy that we attacked there, but still, we took 2 cards out of their deck and they took none out of ours, so I'd call that a win. We need to keep the Golden Sun and the Sink Below here. Or, I'm sorry, we need to keep the Golden Sun and the Thunk here so that we can go... Honestly, I might just take 6 and give the Sink Below here and then throw the Command and Conquer after the Zealous, make a Surge, and then throw that. I think that might be our play. I don't hate that, to be honest. Yeah, there's no reason to put anything else on the bottom here. Like, I mean, technically, if we draw red, even off the Golden Sun, we're able to, like, still throw both of them, but I think I'd rather have the Surge here. So what I'm going to do is, since this turns this on, I'm just going to go ahead and come in for 5 go again. And then we'll make a Surge and throw the CNC. But our opponent technically doesn't know that, like, this isn't... Like, we could be following this up with, like, a Debilitate or a Spinal Crush. Like, there's a lot of things we could follow this up with here. I mean, yeah, I think there's a lot of decks that prefer to go second. But, like, you know, I mean, it just... Like... I think there's a lot of decks that prefer to go second. But, you know, like... If they're forced to go first, it's not the end of the world. It's actually ironic. I have a higher win percentage going first on Victor than I do going second. Like, which means tell me I should probably go first more often than I do, but I think that I need to be going second in a lot of matchups to like have a I want to be playing offense first. We put 4 cards into our deck, and we put triple blue and a Golden Sun in were the first 4 cards back, so... I mean, a lot of people will blind Azalea against you. Like, I think that that's, like, not a bad play either. I mean, I think we're just going to block 9, take 1, and then just Arsenal the E-Strike here. Like, our opponents had a very good start so far. Like, they've had a very aggressive start to this game, so... And we are going to take 1. So we're currently down 3 points, but they are down Civic Steps and Crown of Providence already, which is pretty good for us. So we'll go ahead and Arsenal this here. We do have the 2 Pummels in our deck. I would like to line up Command and Conquer Pummel now. So that's probably going to be like my going plan here. We're probably going to block with Debilitate and Disable, and then go E-Strike for 7, putting Cranial Crush on the bottom. And then Arsenal to Command and Conquer. It's probably going to be our play here. So technically, if he has another like giving him the civic steps, we could get punished here. If he has another E-Strike, he could go E-Strike draw card here. He could be like trying to debate us here. Did you just get done working another 16-hour shift, dude? God, that's awful, dude. I'm sorry, man. I mean, listen, you said it pays well, so I get it. I understand. I still think that, like, we're okay being down some life here. I think. I'm not entirely sure that, like, we're okay with that, but I think we kind of have to be for the moment, and we're going to have to find a swing turn to try to get back into this game here. I'm be curious to see if my opponent's on, like, staunches or unmovables or anything. I know that I've talked to a couple people who are playing staunch, and a couple people are playing unmovable in their deck. So, like, I'm just curious to see, like, what... There'll be other chances for me to use it, so I'm just gonna... Yeah, I mean, I reveal a red 8, my opponent reveals a blue 8. It's very unlucky for me. Like, I just... Most of the time you'll win with red 8s, and unfortunately we just did not here. We're just gonna block with both our pulverizes. Like, things are not lining up for us clash-wise the last, like, 48 hours. So... Oh, you're choosing to work? Did you, like, is this, like, overtime or something for you, man? Man, our opponent is drawing hot, and we are not. I mean, I really, like... They still have... all 3 copies of Command and Conquer left in their deck, and they're probably on one more pummel if I had to guess. I really don't want to use Crown here, but like using Crown would give me a pretty decent chance to like try to get back into this game here. Oh, I don't know. Let's go ahead and take 4. I think it's fine. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm supposed to give Civic Steps there. I'm not sure. Oh, you normally only work 8s and you're working 16s? I mean, listen, dude, I'm all about some overtime now. So I get you. I hear you when it comes to that. I'm all about some overtime. I mean, I just can't continue to take damage here. Like, our life total is a resource, but like, and Josh, like, I know you're trolling, man, but I'm never going to cut clashes. Like, I know you're trolling. Like, is the only reason that I don't want to strangle you every time you say that. But yeah, no, I mean, like this matchup, like the test of strengths are just block 4s. Like, that's how you have to look at them. But it's still like a little tough to be like, man, like we lost the first test of strength that they had, and then we tied the test of strength where we had a red 8. Like, it's not great for us. Like, I don't know what my opponent's doing. Tell him to refresh the page because I don't know what's happening. I've refreshed twice and nothing's happening, so. Something tells me they refreshed and then passed right there. We're very quickly falling behind on cards and life, which is like the worst place you want to be. So, I mean, I'm like, we're going to continue to throw hammer like this. And if they keep drawing go again hands, they'll just keep saying, okay. And like, we're just kind of being forced to block, and it's tough right now. Okay. So, I mean, I think even if they have a go again hand, like they're supposed to block with a card, I think that's like the correct play there every time. I'd like to be able to block with Wallop and Chokeslam here and throw hammer for 6 if possible. Just depends on what their hand looks like. I mean, I get that. Sometimes you're forced to work OT, and then sometimes you make that choice. I get it, man. It's a balancing act for sure. I mean, I guess this could be pummel, right? Like, there is some world where this could be pummel. I don't know that I can ever play... Like, I don't know that I can ever, like, afford to play around it being pummel in that spot, but... if they're trying to set up like it, like they might have had the pummel and just decided to like save it for CNC pummel, which like, I mean, 2 red disables out of the way. That's good for us. Normally, most of these lists are only on 2, so I kind of like to see that, honestly. All right, well, it's very unfortunate for us that they just passed. That is, like, not good at all. But what we can do... I mean, I could... Like, I want to block with this. We could make a surge with the Test of Strength and pitch the Rouse to play the Debilitate. And then keep the Rouse in our hand and hope that we can make something happen with it. I could also just pitch the Rouse to make a surge and then pitch this Rouse to throw Debilitate. I'm setting up like a pretty bad second cycle that way. Like that's not good for second cycle at all. So I think it's better to keep the Rouse in my hand and try to play it here. I don't know. I could be wrong. Like I think this is an interesting decision point here for us throughout this game. They take 3 and just pass. Like, so it feels like they're really trying to set something up here. I just don't know what the heck it is. Would love to be able to go Terrace under her Chokeslam here if I can. Does require me to keep my entire hand, so not likely. I mean, that feels good because we can just stop this and then we can literally just go Terrace under Hammer. 3, 4, 5, 6. So they'd have to give me Tunic or have a D-React here. I think I'm going to take 3. I think I'm going to take 3 at the chance that maybe I can get a little lucky here. No guarantee that I'm getting lucky here. Like, and they may just give me the Tunic. Like, they may give the Tunic here. You think I made the right choice to keep the Rouse there? You think that was the better play, Josh? This feels like a staunch. Or an unmovable. No, they just take 7. Wow, so what is in their arsenal? Like, what are they hanging on to so dearly? Maybe they're just waiting for, like, maybe they have, like, a CNC or the pummel and they're waiting for the other one here. I don't know. Yep, there it is. So they did have it. I think we're just going to block Buckling Blow and Crown. Like, even if they don't have it, I'm not taking that chance here. Jesus. That's not good. So let's make a surge, swing the hammer, and then we're just gonna play the pummel. Like, we're gonna use pummel as value here, like as points here, not like major value. I mean, I also assumed it was the pummel. I'm very surprised that they brought in the out muscles against us. Like, I really don't like that decision. There's a lot of cards that turn this off. Like, there's a lot of blues that turn that off there. So I don't really understand their rationale there, but I don't know. Like, there could be something there that I just don't understand as a player. So if we take 7, we get to go E-Strike, putting Disable on the bottom into Chokeslam. I could also block 3. And then, so I can throw 13. Like, I really want to save this pummel to try to close out the game, I feel like, though. So I think we want to go to 13 and, like, put pressure on them here. I think that's the better play here. What did I say wrong? Oh, God, what did I say wrong? I'm going to refresh here. I assume it's me. No, it's my opponent. Okay, they might have just been doing something else. Cancel. We're going to put this on the bottom name and go again. So, I mean, this is 13 points. This is 13 total points versus we really need them not to win this. Jesus. Clashing is not my friend lately. I mean, that's very unfortunate for us. Like, clashing has not been my friend in the last 48 hours. Played some games last night, too, and I was not winning clashes last night either, so. I mean, we could definitely do more than 7, but the idea would have been that, like, we could block, technically, our full 5-card hand could have been block 3 with the E-Strike and throw Chokeslam with the pummel, which would have been 12. So it would have been 15 total points on the turn cycle off of a 5-card hand, or our 4-card hand equals 13 points, and we get to save the pummel for later. And that was where my decision point rested. So let's block Thunk and the Sink Below here. I think this is the better play here. And then I guess we could sink this. No, we've only seen one test of strength. I don't like sinking a card there. I don't think that's correct. What's it like to win a clash? Bro, I don't know. I don't know. I thought that was like Victor's thing. I thought we were supposed to win clashes. Did I win a clash against the Levia? I don't think I had a clash that came up against the Levia. Maybe I did and I can't remember. It's very possible that I just don't remember. Sometimes things like that just kind of blank from my mind, but I don't think we won anything relevant. Jesus. I mean... So I think that, like, I think they have a pummel here. Like, I think they've been sitting... Well, I guess they can't pummel me. It doesn't matter, right? The problem is I can't do anything. Like, I just literally can't do anything. So, like, in order for me to stop this, I could block Thunderquake, Civic Steps, Tech Plating. I don't know. Listen, I'm playing a deck that's supposed to win clashes. You guys play decks that are not supposed to win clashes. It is not the same, so don't come at me with that. Do I make an attempt to stream snipe the next game? I mean, dude, you don't have to stream snipe it. We can just play a game if you want, brother. Oh, wow. I mean, they're probably going to use the Quicken here, if I had to imagine. That was very unfortunate for us. Like, way that hand lined up, it just was not great. I mean, it is what it is, but I'm going to do my best to block with the Debilitate here, and then go Zealous into Hammer, making a Surge. Yikes. So take 7, go to 5, and then we get to have a pretty solid hand here. And we're looking at 3, 4, and they have 5 points of equipment block left. So, I mean, technically, we're just losing the game as a whole at that point. I mean, so 100%. With a deck that doesn't win clashes. I assume you're playing Warrior. Ninja doesn't win clashes. I think this is the best play we have. I think that's the best play we have. I'm going to leave it like this because technically this could be a 4 for 8 in my arsenal that he's not aware of. Let's make a Surge and let's come in for 6. Now, how he blocks is going to tell me a lot here. I mean, that's frightening. Probably going to lose this game. I mean, I guess if this is pummel, I'm dead. I'm not dead. Oh, it only gains, God, you love to see that, don't you? Jesus. Wow. So I thought I was dead, but I'm not? You love to see it? You love to see it? You love to see it?
Love to see it?
Yeah, that's right. Tell him, Carly. You love to see it.
What?
I thought we'd lost that game. Jesus, I can't believe we not dead here. Hey, what's up, Lumina? How are you, brother? He said warrior for life. I love it, dude. Be true to who you are, man. A Speedway pizza and a bag of chips. Slip, what a lunch. What a lunch, brother. I mean, I get with the gauntlets, we're gonna pretend like it was calculated. We're gonna pretend like I wasn't just blocking. All right, while our opponent's deciding, we have another big hydrate for Josh here from like 20 minutes ago, and then we got another one for Liam. So we'll take another break, grab some more water here, and then we'll do some more big hydrates. My opponent is like sitting there debating, does he have it? Oh, man. The funny part is I don't think my opponent calculated it correct either. Been practicing Hatchet Dories. Let's go. Yeah, dude, I'm always down for a game, man. I think Hess and I are going to play one after this. But yeah, I'm definitely down to play one for sure. Ayo, don't have a sink. Ayo, don't have a sink. Let's go. Wow. Definitely feels like a game we should have lost. I don't think I played very clean, but I also think we had some really awkward hands, so happy to come out on the winning side there. I mean, dude, Carly and I actively buy Tostino's pizzas at the store. We have them in a freezer. What? Carly literally just said that she loves those pizzas, bro. Like, if they, like, bro, I actually, like, low-key, I love those pizzas. Like, I'm not even gonna lie.
The only frozen pizzas I buy.
That is true. It's the only frozen pizzas we buy. Put your time snap potions and time skippers in? Dear God, what? Why? What? Lumina, what are we talking about? Bro, what are we talking about? I mean, listen, if you're talking about the ALS loop, dude, I think that a lot of people are going to be running, probably going to be running time snaps moving forward because of it. I don't know that that's something I'll do. I don't think it pans out very well in Victor. I guess you could just be playing time skippers in Victor, right? Okay. All right. I'm one big hydrate behind. I got to use the bathroom again. That's what these big hydrates do. We're going to take like 2 minutes here. When I come back, Hess will try and get a game going if you're still hanging out, man. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. All right, short break, and we're back. Let's see. Slip said he's not a fan of time skippers. I've actually heard quite a few people say that. That they would rather not see time skippers because like it's like very resource intensive. So I completely get that. Let's see. Looking for Hess. I think you have 2 S's in your name. I can't remember. I guess I could just look. Yeah. So all right, Hess, here we go. Request undo CC, brother. All right, we got a big hydrate for Liam while I was gone. Oh, got another one while Liam was here. Is this you, Hess? Are you playing Kasai? Hey, let's go. All right, good luck to you, man. Good luck, brother. All right, so let's see. Playing against Kasai, we are playing the more aggro version of the deck. We bring in the out muscles, we bring in everything that's not pulverize and sink below, and we just try to play like massive offense. This is the same game plan that I run into Bolton. We're just trying to play a lot of offense here. So, all right, let's go. We got 2 big hydrates for Liam coming up. Oh, all right. Only one more to go. Jesus, I swear one of these days I'm going to get like water toxicity or whatever it's called. Well, thank God we didn't go first. Oh, no. I guess we can throw Command and Conquer and Arsenal of Spinal Crush. Yeah, I think this is fine. I think this is okay. Yeah, I love that I said thank God we didn't go first, and then Hess literally just pitched a card and then just activated Iron Song Versus and pass. I'm also intrigued that Hess is playing Iron Song Versus into us instead of playing Braveforge Bracers. I've seen a lot of people playing Braveforge Bracers into me, so I'm kind of intrigued by that. But we'll see. We'll see how the game goes. We're going to try to play more offensively on this game than we are defensively. I think that like defense is situationally okay, but that we want to be playing offense. I'm just going to say no blocks here. Yep, the Blade Runner. Yep. And then this is going to be for 4. We want the Golden Sun to we want to keep the Golden Sun in the deck, but like, I'd like to have a Surge for next turn. It's probably best just to block like this. Stay at 38, unless he has like the in the swing there. And then we're just going to throw the Spinal Crush on our turn. I think like you kind of have to play this on a turn, off a turn kind of game against them, unless we're able to like just go like Zealous out muscle, like all the going in cards in a row. Symptoms of water intoxication tend to start appearing after you consume like 3 to 4 liters of water in an hour. So I was kidding. I don't think I can actually get water like toxicity or whatever it's called. I don't think I can actually get that from drinking these cups of water like that, but I always make that joke. I feel like it's funny. So that's true. If I was playing time skippers, that would mean that I would need Null Rune somewhere else, and I am playing the Boots as my source of Null Rune, so that is a very good point. We've now put 4 cards into our deck, by the way. All right, so we got a Blade Flurry here, I imagine. Probably looking at a Blade Flurry here. We'll go Trounce. We put 4 cards into our deck, and we're gonna see what our Trounce looks like. We put a Debilitate on the bottom, so the first card, we put 5 cards into our deck now. And the first card in our second hand is a red Debilitate. So 5 cards into our deck. That's pretty good. So just block 6 here. Hope this isn't an end the swing. Yep. I mean, I don't think there's ever a world where I'm playing around this. I'm just being honest with you guys. think it still would have been beneficial for him to have activated Iron Song versus there, right? Like, that feels like a small mistake. Could be wrong. I don't know. I mean, hey, I'm only 11K points away. I would never give you water intoxication. Oh, man. Listen, you guys can try to drown me. You're going to have to try harder than that, though. Yeah, I do think it should have been Iron Song versus there. I don't know. It feels like it should have been there. So we put 5 cards into our deck. Let's make a Surge. We're not bluffing anything here. We could throw Hammer for 5, or we could throw CNC for 7. Part of this is just kind of like we are running the pummels, so like maybe it's better to hang on to this. I don't know. Let's throw Hammer for 5 here, and let's like arsenal this and like try to play a little bit of a slower game here until we can start like trying to build up offense. It's also worth noting that our first hand, we pitched the Test of Strength. So the first card we're going to see is going to be Test of Strength for second cycle. So we'll know when we get to our Test of Strength that's where we want to be as far as having everything set up that way. I really like Hess's approach to this matchup. Like playing very conservative, before he decided to undo blocks, playing very conservatively, like blocking a lot, taking the value here. Like I think that like when Victor falls into the trap of trying to play a longer game with like Casai, Dory, Bolton, like that's how Victor's lose in my opinion. So I also really like this block here. So they have a Shift the Tide of Battle and something else in hand. It was a hit and run they blocked with the first time. So they go down 1, we Arsenal. We've now put 6 cards back into our deck. The second hand is Debilitate Blue, and we're looking at Test of Strength, Debilitate, and 2 blues in our first cycle. So 6 cards into our deck right now. And guys, I apologize when I'm playing, like, you know, like before a big event, I really try to be like hyper focused and make sure that I am like really trying to like put in like as much effort as possible when I'm testing for a big event. So if it seems like I'm ignoring chat or like maybe I'm not talking to you guys as much, I do apologize. It's never my goal. But I really like to be hyper focused and make sure that I'm like counting pitch stack, that I'm like paying attention, like that I'm like trying to do everything that I can. So we're 6 cards in right now. This is for 2 with Go Again. I mean, I'm pretty inclined to just go ahead and give the Test of Strength here, I think. Yep, drawing into a Chokeslam, which is awesome. You love to see it. Something spicy cooked up. I want to get your thoughts on it, looking at maybe playing it for PQ season. So I don't know that like I've never really considered like actively taking like requests or anything like that, but I mean, like if there's a deck that like you guys wanted me to play one night, it's something that we could talk about. What is it, Nick? I'd definitely like to hear about it regardless. So if we give Tectonic Plating, we're denying the Courage token here. Tectonic Plating blocks for 3 essentially that way. And then I get to go E-Strike, putting Chokeslam on the bottom into Pitch Buckling Blow for Chokeslam. So we get to have a 13-point hand, and we're also denying them a Vigor if we go with the Tectonic Plating, barring another in the swing anyway. Okay, so Surge pops. We play E-Strike, putting Chokeslam on the bottom. That is card number 7 on the bottom. Now put 7 cards back into our deck. I'll DM it to your Discord. Yeah, hit me with it, man. Shut up, Josh. Listen, I pay attention to y'all more than I feel like most streamers do. Like, I feel like there's a lot of people that like I don't think interact with their chat very well. And, you know, I really try to like pride myself on being one of those people, if I'm being honest, because I think I really enjoy interacting with you guys and talking to you guys. Like, I think you guys like make streaming a lot more interesting. All right, so we put 7 cards back into our deck with the E-Strike. He blocks 4, plays Take It on the Chin, takes 2, goes to 30. The Agility token sets him up pretty well. And then we've now put 8 cards back into our deck. We have put 8 cards back into our deck. I also really like this hand Just being able to like, I'm not really interested in blocking here. Don't think I really care, if I'm being honest. You do streaming mistake and start talking through your thoughts IRL, bro. So I've actually like laughed with people about that before, because like there are people like there's people that used to play Magic where like they literally talked about every single play they were making out loud, because like, and he used to say, like, the guy used to say, like, his name was I think his name was Alan, and he used to say, like, it doesn't matter if you know what I'm gonna do if I do it well enough. And I'm like, like, this is cards. I don't know that I entirely agree with that sentiment, but I like where your head's at. So yeah, I try not to like talk out loud when I'm counting my pitch stack and stuff when I'm playing in tournaments, but sometimes I do on accident. Yeah, the fact that Ethan is like able to like honestly like keep track of everything and like still talk to the chat is like honestly like one of those things that like really impresses me. I've always been very like impressed by Ethan's ability to do that. Like, there's not a lot of people who can do that consistently, and Ethan's like probably Ethan, as far as like honestly like a lot of things that happen, like Ethan's probably one of the best like streamers that there is like in the game. Like, he's fun, he's interactive, like he just kind of he has it all. Like, so I think that I mean, and on top of that, Ethan's just a really cool guy, so. All right, so we put 8 cards into our deck before this, which means that this is going to be cards 9, 10, and 11, and we're setting up a Terrace Under second cycle, which is insane value for us. So, but we also have to be careful because we know that our Terrace Under has a Take It on the Chin pitch with it from our opponent. So the first time we see that second cycle Terrace Under, we have to be aware that our opponent has a Take It on the Chin and hope that we are in a place where we can actually use it to push through. But if not, Terrace Under blocks very well against Centauri Saber and Hot Streak here. So. I think the only people that are really mods of my channel are like Carly and my cousin who also streams, and like there's a lot of mods in the Discord that I'm like people I'm friends with, but like I don't think there's a lot of mods on my stream. I've given quite a few people. I think I've only given a handful of people that capability because like there are only a handful of people that like I truly trust with that. If I'm being honest, but. Okay, so this is cards 9, 10, and 11. We have now put 11 cards into our deck. And we're looking at Terrace Under for our third hand here. We have Test of Strength in hand 1 with the Debilitate, and then we have Debilitate in our second hand, and then we're looking at Terrace Under. I mean, I think we're just supposed to give the trounce here. We put 11 cards into our deck. I am going to crack a gold and put the pummel on the bottom, I think. So the Thunderquake is the 12th card, and this pummel is about to be the 13th card. We have now put 13 cards into our deck. It is very depresso to me that we cannot play the Rouse here. Man, that really sucks. I mean, we could get greedy and try to crack a card here. Like, if we find a 7, we're good. It's just all these 6s are rough. Like, we could go for one here, right? I mean, we've seen a test and 2 trounces, and we put 13 cards away in our deck. I mean, I think it's kind of worth it to go for it here. We can... Like, this, like, having go again here would be very good. So, make a surge. Yep, and then we get to come in for 8 go again here. A lot of value here. A lot of value in this turn for us here. I'm not on that list because it's propaganda. I mean, no, like, so it's like, it's kind of like, there's actually quite a few people that like, there's actually quite a few people like who hang out in the chat regularly that I wouldn't really have a problem making mods because like they're just like they're pretty cool people. But But like, I mean, I just like you're talking about giving like even as much as I like a lot of people that I know in here, you're talking about giving like power like that to complete strangers, and I like there's I don't know, like there's just part of me that like I think like I'm too cynical in life sometimes, and I think that like there's probably some like underlying trust issues there. Oh no! What? How is that even? Oh no! Damn it! God, you got me with that the other day, Slip. Damn it! You got me with that the other day too, and I still just walked right into it. Jesus Christ, dude. Bro, Lumina said, "Give me the power." I promise not to abuse it. I feel like saying "Give me the power" with an exclamation point is like a very big red flag that you will abuse it. Oh man, that's hilarious. Oh god, that's great. I actually think Carly's the only mod on YouTube. I think Carly's the only mod on YouTube. I don't know. There might be others. I know that like Ben and like Diablo and like there's a couple of people like are like mods on Twitch, and I know Carly is, but like I think Carly might be the only one on YouTube. I don't know that I agree with the Block of the Iron Song versus there. So we have 13 cards. We're gonna go 14, 15, 16. We've now put 16 cards into the deck. I think this might be a turn where we're just taking some damage here, if I'm being honest. Like, this first Saber is going to be for 4, but we need our whole hand here to kind of, like, make this play work. So, what I'm thinking... Like, I hate to give up 4 copper and a gold. I mean, I could give Civic Steps in the Gauntlet here. I don't know. This is tough. This is a tough decision. Like... Because, like, this is a hand that, like, plays offense. So, basically, we're taking 4, going to 27, and then taking 2. But we're giving up 4 copper, which kind of scares me. Let's see. We're 16 cards into the deck, so we're putting it together a new hand here. Let's do this and deny some of the copper this turn, I think. Maybe a little bit of abuse, but only for the memes. I mean, dude, like, if you're not using mod powers for the memes, like, what are you doing, bro? I mean, yeah, I was like, I feel like Ethan doesn't stream that much, but I feel like Ethan's also like a very busy person. I mean, if we really wanted to deny this, we could block with the Zealous Belting. But what I'm thinking is that I want to pitch the Golden Sun to throw Zealous Belting and then make a Surge and throw Command and Conquer. And then Arsenal the Zealous Belting and give me another good hand here. We're using equipment to like stop some on-hit effects, which I think is relevant. Like, I hate giving up the gold and the 2 copper there, but like I think we made the correct play by blocking with gauntlets and everything first. Okay, so we put 16 cards into the deck, so we're setting up a new hand hypothetically, but we are playing 65 cards in this matchup, so like it's like new hand-ish. I don't know. It's interesting. I've never really done the math on that kind of stuff. I mean, yeah, so like that's the thing is like Ethan doesn't stream on his personal account. But like Ethan is like very active in the community. Like I've said this multiple times and I'll say it again. Like Ethan has done more for this game and this community than anybody I know. Like Ethan's the real MVP, fam. Truthfully, Ethan's the real MVP, fam. Yeah, Slip, I'm gonna be honest. If you'd have told me the other night I was gonna fall for it twice in a row, I'd have laughed at you. But it be that way sometimes, fam. Sometimes you just get got. Sometimes you just get got. All right, we got another big hydrate that's just kind of hanging out here. We're gonna try and do it during our opponent's next turn. So this is cards 17 and 18. And we are putting a Terra Sunder and Golden Sun together. So we're gonna go 17, then 18. So we've now put 18 cards into our deck. I think if we block with the Thunderquake here, I can go Zealous, make a Surge into Hammer. All right, big Hydrate here. Since this works better with an off Surge turn, is this better to play now? I think it is. I think this is better to play now. All right, we put 18 cards back into our deck at this point. DM Armada. I think DM Armada has the most subs of any like Flesh and Blood creator, yeah, on YouTube. I think so, yeah. I'm not 100% sure, but I think so. Like, DM Armada is like very well known. Like, DM Armada, like I mean, don't get me wrong, like I'm not saying that like other people are bad for the community just because I think Ethan's the best, but like DM Armada is like he's very well known in the space. He's also very well known in other games as well, which I think like kind of gives him like, I think like a lot of like the bigger channels in Flesh and Blood, like they're big Flesh and Blood channels, but they're also big because they do other things. Like Majin Bay is a great example of that. Like he, you know, like he does Hearthstone and like other games, and so like that's where like I think a lot of his like, you know, stuff comes from that. But like people also love him because he's like, you know, a very genuine guy. Like he's himself. Like, and I like that about him. I've never talked to him at an event. Like he doesn't, no. Like he just, like he's very himself all the time, and I like that. But only because of New. I do think that New is going to be really cool. I'm very excited for that, honestly. So this is cards 19 and 20 going back into our deck. God, please attack me. God, please attack me. Okay. So, and we win with a blue. What a W moment here. Oh no. I played myself. All right. That's fine. I mean, like it's honestly like we're still up 8 points right now, and we have a lot of tempo, but there are a lot of scary things that can happen over here. We just need to keep playing offense effectively. I really don't want to play the Command and Conquer here, honestly. Like, I think I kind of just want to pitch the Command and Conquer, and like we're looking at our sixth hand for a pitch stack here, so we're really looking to like put that all together. So I think that we can pitch this to make a Surge, and then do this. Yeah, so I think that's okay. Yeah, so like he actually does like a lot of like really fun decks. Like I think that like he does a lot of fun decks wholeheartedly. Like there's a lot of like fun videos that he makes. It's not just like all gameplay and stuff like that. And it's like, and that's coming from someone like me who like loves, like I love gameplay. I love to play. I love to make games. Like I love to like put gameplay content out there. It's my favorite thing to do in the game. So, and when I started making content for Flesh and Blood, there wasn't a lot of it out there. So I'm very, very happy and very proud to be a part of this community and be able to like, you know, help make gameplay and help provide ideas and thoughts. All right. So again, like I don't really like the block there with the grains. I think that like it's just damage in a lot of ways. So we're going to go 21, 22, 23. We have 23 cards put back into our deck. Jesus. This hand is not good at all. Yeah, this ain't good. This is not very good. Hey, what's up, Silas? How are you, buddy? Favored into all of them? I don't know. Like, I don't really think that, like, he's a big favorite into a lot of them, but I think that, like, he has... I think that he has, like, a good plan into all of them, if that makes sense. We do. We have an amazing community, 100%, Josh. Yeah, like I know that like there was a big talk about like him like he was like pretty upset about like the whole like Lord of the Rings thing, which I'm gonna be honest, I don't know a ton about, but so let's see, we just put what cards We put 23 cards back into our deck right there. So trounce, and we win with a wallop, which is fantastic, to be honest. So we have now, what was the card? A Spinal Crush. So we have put 24 cards into our deck with a Spinal Crush. Oh, Blade Flurry. Sag. Boo. Hiss. Good play by my opponent there. So we put 24 cards into our deck. We have 2 Vigors. And a Surge. Which means we have 3 resources for this. Which means I can make a new Surge. I can block here and here. So we're blocking forward to deny them the extra copper. And then I can... Am I better off to save my equipment and block with both the Thunderquakes here? Because I have 6, basically, and this is for 10. So if I block with both of these, I get to make a new Surge and then come in for 10. I think that's a better play here and save my equipment for later. Oh yeah, I forgot your deck box comes in tomorrow, man. I hope you I hope you're excited about it. I hope you enjoy it when it gets there. So make a Surge and throw Spinal Crush for 10. I think that was a pretty good turn cycle for us because we're up 12 points right now and we still have a Go Again card in our arsenal. He's just probably going to give... Oh, he's got a Sink Below here. Okay. Fate Foreseen, something like that. Okay, Wallop is the 25th card going into our deck. And we have the ability to block with a Chokeslam here, and then go Zealous, pitching to disable, make a Surge into pitch Wallop for Chokeslam. And yeah, no problem, dude, no problem. We put 25 cards back into our deck, which means we're 11 cards from pitch stack. So I'm curious to see, that means that I'm curious to see how that comes up, if we have an even 4 on all of our hands, or if we're going to have different hands there. I was up 27-20. Oh, I forgot the game's on right now. Oh, I'm not gonna lie. Like, kind of sad I'm not watching the game right now. Caitlin Clark has 18 points in the first quarter. Jesus Christ. That's insane. Hopefully they keep that up, man. Like, hopefully they keep that up. Yeah, 3 goal. Yeah, you are right. The Raise It Army turn is pretty scary. That's why we need to be so far ahead. So that when we're already ahead, like, we're gonna be in like a good spot. Ugh, sports. I know a lot of people that play cards that feel that way, so it's kind of funny. All right, well, it looks like we're just gonna take some damage here this turn and arsenal the other Chokeslam. And there's 25 cards into our deck, so we're just gonna go to 21 here. Being a little, like, you know, weary of our life total here, but I think it's okay. So 5 Go Again. I think they said it's the most points in any quarter in a championship game. Yeah, I believe that. I firmly believe that. I mean, 18 points in 1 quarter is crazy. Like, that lady has shattered records left and right since being at Iowa. All right, so we're going to make a Surge, and then I'm going to throw the Chokeslam here for 8. And my opponent doesn't really care about the crush effect from Chokeslam, but, like, this is more about, like, the ability that this gives us to, like, just throw a lot of damage here. Like, Chokeslam is not, like, really relevant in this matchup. We probably could cut the Chokeslams if we wanted to try and help with some of those all red hands like that. Maybe that's what I should do. Maybe I should try that. This deck is terrible. Forced me to win an armory yesterday. Did you win an armory yesterday with Casai? Is that what you're talking about, Nick? Or did you win one with Victor? Some wakeboarding or any gymnastics. Love it, but team sports are poopy. I love that you just use the word poopy to describe team sports. It's cool that like you really like wakeboarding and stuff like that, because like I grew up like we water skied a lot in my family growing up. So this is cards 26 and 27 going back into the deck, which means we are now 7 cards away. And we're currently looking at blocking with a debilitate and pummeling chokeslam here to try and end the game. Considering our opponent's out of equipment, we might be looking at if they have like blood on our hands. It's a good one here. I just don't think it's enough when we're already up as much as we are. Go again, attack twice, attack twice. So if he attacks with the saber first, I mean, is there a world where like we're trying to actually block this out? I don't think so, right? We're 27 cards into our deck, which means we're 7 away from pitch stack here. Dude, thanks for hanging out, Slip. I hope you sleep well, brother. Hope you sleep well. Playing group hug Riptide? Dude, Brookless, that's awesome, fam. I'm curious to hear about you winning. Do you win Richards yesterday, Nick? Is that what you won yesterday? At Access to Lake, Scotland is always raining. Oh, dude, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, we did a lot. Like I did a lot of like skiing growing up, like wakeboarding, stuff like that. Like we did a lot of that kind of stuff growing up. I mean, we're gonna try and deny the hits here, but I don't think we're gonna be able to. So let's put the chokeslam on the bottom. And finding a blue is awesome because this actually allows us to throw the Golden Sun with overpower. We get to block with the debilitate here. Yeah, I think this ends the game. So we're not quite to pitch stack yet, but it's nice to know that this ends the game. We're gonna go ahead and block like this. We're doing our best to deny anything we can this turn. And then the last one is finally going to hit. I could give up the Golden Sun here to deny a gold, but is it really worth it here? Wage gold, test of strength, and pay up. Katsu, Dash-IE, and Kasai were the matchups. I mean, that does sound like a pretty solid like field all the way around, honestly. Like that sounds like a pretty good sounds like a pretty good like list of like people to play against there for sure. Uh-oh, there's the Raise the Army. Well, we'll take 3 here. Thank God we were thank God we're up like 16-6 right now. We played the other pummel? I don't think I have yet. I was like, I think it's still in the deck. We put it on the bottom earlier, I'm pretty sure. So make another surge. We're still 27 cards into our deck. Or no, I'm sorry. We're 28 cards into our deck because we put the chokeslam on the bottom. And we're going to attack our opponent. And yes, we are going to destroy a gold. 10 overpower. I mean, they could probably block quite a bit from hand here, but like the idea is that we're going to take a lot of tempo here, and hopefully we have another pummel. Like I don't remember exactly where it's at when we put it on the bottom. I think it's in the 3rd hand, maybe. You always greed and pummel the Golden Sun. I mean, listen, when we can end a game like this, I'm all about trying to go for the win here. I'm all about that at the end of the game. So we're 28 cards into our deck because of the chokeslam and the Crown of Providence that we put in. So I'm not going to play the pummel. I was like, there's no reason for me to play the pummel here. I was like, if my opponent's not going to play a reaction, but they did. So we're going to go for this to try and end the game. All right. Good game. Good game. Let's see. 13 turns, and we were going to go to 30 cards put into the deck. And so like we were literally going to have, our hands coming up exactly the way we wanted to. So we were going to go up to 36 and then down to 30. No, we weren't. I'm sorry. We're going to go up to 36 and down to 32, and we had put 2 cards in the deck. So we're going to have 2 unknown cards we were going to have a Test of Strength and a red Debilitate in our hand. So we were going to have to use Test of Strength to hit the blue that we pitched off the top of the deck. To be able to play into a blue, to be able to play our Debilitate on the following turn. So we were in a pretty good spot right there, I think. Is there a world where side decks snag? I don't even know what that card is. What is that, Brick? I'm curious to know what card we're talking about here. All right, 3 and 2 on the day is looking pretty good. Yeah, Hess, I think that's a tough matchup, man. Like, it's like with all the go again cards, I think it's tough for you to keep up in spots like that, for sure, Hess. Like, it's a tough matchup, especially like with all the especially with like all the cards, like with all the go again cards. I think it's tough for you to keep up. Yeah, and Snag is the best anti-melody card ever. Attacks can't gain power from their own effect. Ooh, I've never played that card, but it sounds kind of cool. And yeah, Lumina, let's play for sure. Absolutely. Let's see. Looking for... I'm going to put looking for Knight here because I think that like looking for Lumina could be registered as like looking for Bolton. So it's a request undo CC. This is you, right, Lumina? I think this is like that name looks familiar, but I could be wrong. I think that's you, though, right? So it's from their own effects or attack reactions. Okay. Only okay. So it's like stopping it from gaining power from things like that. No, that's not you. Oh, okay. Looking for Knight. I was like, that name sounds familiar, but I didn't know. So it can make a Zealous Belting attack for 0? You mean the Rouse, right? You mean Rouse, it can make Rouse attack for 0? Yeah. So that makes sense. Yeah, Bell, that's your name. This is you. I know that's you. Yeah. All right, man. Good luck, brother. I wish you the best of luck. Against Dory. It does not matter which variation of Dory we're playing against. I'm always going to sideboard the same way. Because if they're playing Great Axe, you have to be sideboarded a certain way to try and win the game, in my opinion. So, I mean, a lot of people talk about Melody and some stuff like that, but I've never played it. We bring in everything but the Sync Belows. So against Kasai, I bring in everything but Sync Belows and Pulverizes. If they're playing Dory and they're playing Great Axe, I think I need the Pulverizes to try and help me, like pitch stack to win the game. But against this, I think we just want everything but the Sync Belows, so we're just going to run it like this. And again, we're going to be trying to play more aggressively here against Lumina. Like, that's the plan here. Melody's pretty much a fair Kano. So Melody's like a UPF format only, right? Like, it's like UPF only or something like that. Guys, also, thanks for hanging out today. I appreciate you guys being here. A lot of things y'all could be doing on a Sunday afternoon. So I appreciate you guys coming and chilling with me while we play some games and practice for Atlanta next weekend. Against Guardian, you would have to play Snag in response to tech plating. Like in like response to like the surge popping, you mean? Is that what you're talking about? You'd have to like play it like in response to it going off, like kind of thing. I think we're just going to block with a wall up here. We're just going to try to hang on to the Chokeslam here. There might be some world where we want to keep the Thunderquake and block with a Chokeslam. Like, I want to throw a red 8 here at my opponent, but like, there's a high chance that we draw like reds here. So we did bring in quite a few reds. So let's keep a blue. I think that's a safer play. There's a lot of consistency behind keeping the blue Thunderquake because we can heave it if the hand lines up that way. Okay, so we have no cards into our deck right now. So we're just throwing the Spinal Crush here. Get a couple cards out. Our opponent probably gives us 2 cards and Dynamo here. We're going to be looking to find some go against stuff pretty quickly here. There was a turn in our game where I wasted a resource that I should have used. So, Hess, I did mention that. I think I know the turn you're talking about. There was a turn when you literally just had 1 floating at the end there, and like you didn't activate the Iron Song Versus, and I think I pointed that out during our match. We cannot heave this, sadly. We're going to go Debilitate, then Buckling Blow. So our first card is Blue Debilitate, and we now have put 2 cards into our deck. This is a phenomenal hand. We are just going to take whatever our opponent does here because we need to establish tempo early. Giving them copper is way less relevant than giving it to than actually giving the copper to Casai. So we can pitch Thunderquake to play Rouse, reveal Macho, and Debilitate, and then we can throw the Debilitate, and then we have no Surge. So we're looking at having a Thunderquake, which is pretty good because it's an off Surge card. We're 2 cards into our deck right now. You'll hear me saying that a lot as I'm playing the game, and that's because I really look to try and like talk about it out loud to help like myself remember it. So we're gonna play Rouse. It doesn't matter what we pitch. We're 2 cards into our deck. We've not seen Trounces or Test of Strengths. This is 7 go again, followed by Debilitate. So like I think this hand, like we went down 6 points here to be able to keep our hand to try to play a little bit more aggressive. And I think that we have to do this a little bit in this matchup here. Just taking 7. Yeah, makes sense. Giving me a Nourishing here. Interesting. And giving me Brave Forge Bracers. All right, they must like their hand. So we're now 4 cards into our deck. We do not have 2 blues here, which is a little awkward. I think we're just going to block 3. We're just going to take the value block here. And then we're probably looking at make a Surge and throw Hammer on our turn, which is like kind of meh, but I think it's fine. I mean, maybe I'm supposed to like block with 2 cards here so that they can't throw both of the hatchet. Like they can't. Yeah, so now they can throw the other one at me here. We could try to give the Civic Steps here if we wanted, but I don't think so. I think we're just going to have to go to 29 and then go to 26 and attack for 6 here. I think that's going to have to be our play this turn. We're really looking to like try to find a Trounce to like give us some value here. I mean, the coppers do nothing other than like draw cards at the end of the game, so don't really care about it. All right, we put 4 cards into our deck. Make a Surge, swing the Hammer here. We also have seen 0. Well, I guess we've seen 1 Go Again card. There is 10 copies of Go Again cards in our deck currently, so I mean, we could have blocked the first one. Like I guess if we block the 2 Pulverizes there, like we take 6, and we ended up taking 1, 3, and 3. So we took 7. So technically giving both the Pulverizes on the first hatchet would have been 1 point better. So we'd be at 27 currently, and that would have been a better play for us. So technically correct. And we have now put 6 cards into our deck. This is probably going to be a no blocks turn for me. This is an established tempo turn. Jesus, they played all 3 spoils before this fast? They kept all their cards, which means this is probably a Blade Flurry. I mean, being able to go, we could crown this away because I mean this is not great. So if I could give Civic Steps and Crown here, and then I could crown this away, my hand is Zealous into Spinal and Arsenal something here, which I think is fine. I think that's an okay line for us. Arsenal this away, and then we can Arsenal the Out Muscle, which is fantastic. Yeah, Blade Flurry. I mean, it sucks, but like nothing I can do about it here. I could have played around it, but I don't think that's correct. So we've now put 7 cards into our deck. We are 7 cards into our deck currently. Oh, man. I mean, my opponent's getting a lot of value here. Like, yep. Yeah, no, I know that they definitely wanted to, like, triple swing there. Like, I don't think I can ever block 6 there. I don't know. Maybe I'm supposed to block 6 there. I'm not sure. Okay, so we're 7 cards into our deck. We have Zealous for 5 go again. It's going to be a very fast game, it appears. Well, the truth is it's going to be a very fast game until it's not, because at some point it turns into somebody has to start blocking. We've got our front door open, and our cat just started walking by, looking at the front door. We need to have a turn where we can like try to establish tempo here. And like try to like get like a go again attack that like is doing something pretty good. I assume my opponent's going to give me another card here. I mean, if they wanted to, they could give me like Crown and Bracers here. They could just give Crown if they wanted to. Like, also, our opponent has had a very hot start. Like, I mean, they've seen like some very aggressive hands to start the game here. They've played all 3 spoils of war here, which is like kind of crazy, honestly. They give us another card. Take 2. So this is cards 8 and then 9. So we put 9 cards into our deck. Block with E-Strike, and then it's 6 go again into Command and Conquer. I could just block with the Command and Conquer. No, I don't want to, right? Like, I think I'd rather just go to 10. And so we put 9 cards into our deck. I'd rather lead here because it doesn't matter what I pitch for the out muscle. Yeah, I mean, I think it's always correct to block the first hatchet when you can, Josh. I just I don't like it was very obvious that like my opponent had a Blade Flurry or something there. I just don't know that I'm ever supposed to like give Tectonic Plating also to play around it there. I don't know. Like, I could be wrong, but would be very sad for me if they just had a like a Nourishing Emptiness here. All right, so we're gonna make a Surge and throw the Command and Conquer. I would like to hang on to it until we have the pummel, but I just don't think there's a world where like that's really gonna be the case. Take it on the chin? I was like, it's got to be taken on the chin. All right, so this is cards 10 and 11 going into our deck. Let's block 3. So what is this, for 6? I mean, I can't just take 6 here, like literally just throwing go again attacks at them and they're still attacking for like 10 every turn. Like, Jesus Christ. I mean, I could just take 6 and Arsenal the Zealous Belting. I'm sorry, block 6. Yeah. All right. I mean, it's unfortunate. It is what it is. Bracers. Surprised you didn't use Bracers there. Yeah, I mean, I guess we're going to 4. So I think our opponent just had too hot of a start here, if I'm being honest. Like, so like we've also played 7 turns and not seeing a single Clash card, which is very unfortunate for us. What is this, +3? So this is going to be for 5. So give them a Quicken token. Yep. And we win the Test of Strength. I mean, yeah.
Go.
They have come very late. Yo, let's go. Leche Chocolata. I like that name. Thank you for the follow on Twitch. Appreciate you being here and hanging out with us. We got 3 questions we ask everybody when they're here for the first time. What's your name? What got you to Flesh and Blood? And what are your favorite hot dog toppings? Those are the questions we got for everybody, fam. I think this is a give trounce card, like hand. I think this is a give trounce hand. All right, we put a Command and Conquer on the bottom, so we're now, we went 11. We did not put anything on the bottom, so we're now 12 cards into our deck. We don't have a Surge, so... The fun part is we get to go 6 go again. I get to crack a gold. Go 5 go again, and then throw the hammer. So we actually have a very aggressive turn here. Like, this is actually like a very solid hand here. I think maybe you overvalue armor, because in the end, what's really threatening that she can do. Sorry, I'm not understanding what you meant, Josh, there. I don't really understand what you mean there. Favor scene? Okay. I mean, we need to take multiple cards out of their hand this turn. Like, we need to probably take 3 cards out of their hand. I just don't know that that's going to be an option for us. Go again. So we have 5 go again, and then we're going to swing the hammer for 6 here. So being able to go 3 chain links wide here with Victor is not something you get to do very often, but it is very good for us. I generally agree that the first person to use their armor is on the losing side of the game more often than not. I do very often agree with that sentiment, that like that is how the game plays out. So we were 12 cards in. E-Strike put us 13 cards in. We've now put 13 cards into our deck. And we are now 14 and 15 cards into our deck. Really needed to see a trounce there. This hand sucks. The good news about this hand is that it does block, so... Yep. For 9. I think we're just blocking 9 here. Like, I don't think there's really a better, like, a different line that we can take there. Like, I don't know, like... Okay, we can try to use Trounce here to, like, try to really, like... If we can use Trounce and then block with Chokeslam and another card and then throw the Debilitate after that, we'd be in a good spot here. So we've still put 15 cards into our deck. That's where we're at right now. Started playing Fab during a trip to US. I'm from Argentina, and without a doubt, hot dog goes great with bacon and blue cheese. Let's go. I've never heard bacon and blue cheese before, fam. That's a first, man. Well, dude, Christian, welcome to the channel, man. I appreciate you being here. I see you where you said you normally watch on YouTube, but the quality sucks. Well, dude, I appreciate you. You know, the support on both channels, man, and hanging out really means a lot. I appreciate you coming by and being here. And dude, welcome to Flesh and Blood, man. Flesh and Blood's an awesome game, and I love it. I don't know how. Now you said you started on a trip to the US, but I don't know how often you really play or anything like that. But it is like it's an awesome game, man, with an awesome community. I think we're going to block with just the Trounce because we can't die here. So we just put a 16th card into our deck, and it's the Golden Sun, which means we are going to get another gold here. Honestly, I would have loved to have drawn that Golden Sun, but what we can do is block with Debilitate and Chokeslam, and then we can throw the Debilitate for 9. They actually just did not have Go again there. Okay. So we're 16 cards into our deck right now. We're going to make a Surge. We're going to throw the Debilitate for 9. I'm going to be honest. I think that Lumina's hand there with no go again, like, kind of, like, I don't know that it's going to win me this game, but it puts me in a pretty good spot here. We play... Sadly, we don't have an official... Oh, dude, I'm sorry you guys don't have any official support, man. I know that that's probably frustrating. Like, the promos and stuff are really cool. Like, I know it's, like, a lot of fun to have those promos, so I'm sorry to hear that you guys don't have those, man. That sucks. I hate to hear that for you. Red Steelblade Shunt. Was not ready for that. So what, we're 16 cards into our deck? Our opponent takes nothing, keeps 3 cards there, which is terrifying. So this is going to be 17, 18. I think we're going to go blue with the... I don't think we can, but God, I would love to be able to only block with 1 card this hand. So if I block Thunderquake and Gauntlets here... So we're 18 cards into our deck. We were just 16, and then we went 17, 18 right there. So we're 18 cards into the deck. If we go Thunderquake and Tech Plating here, is it better to play the Golden Sun and try to end the game with a Golden Sun? Or is it better to go again into 8? This is a tough decision. This is a really tough decision here. This is a really hard decision. God, this is tough, man. So if I block, I can block Gauntlets here and then guarantee I don't lose to in the swing. Because I would be taking 1 and then he would basically give +2 and I would go to 1. And then I get to go 5 into 8, which is 13. Or I can block Zealous Belting and Gauntlets, and then I can throw the Golden Sun with Overpower. It's only 10 Overpower, and I'm going to be honest with all the reactions, I don't think that's the line here. I just don't think that this ends the line. I think the Go Again line is better here. Oh, shit, it was Glint. Oh, fuck me running. Excuse my language, but Jesus, like that was like most of their Go Again stuff is like hit and run and like, oh man, that sucks. Damn, that sucks. No, I think we're forced to make this play here. I think we're forced to make that play now. Man, that is really bad for us. I mean, I could just block 3. So, like, the other play we have is we could block with the Golden Sun, throw Debilitate for 8, and then Arsenal Zealous Belting and try to keep a 2-card hand. Like, I think that's also a play. Oh, man. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And considering this is 10, I mean, if they give a card from hand, they're blocking 8, taking 2, and go to 2, then we're both at 2. And they have 3 cards in their hand. I mean, this feels like a losing line, but I don't know what another line is here. Like, I literally don't know what a different line is for us here at this point. They probably don't even have to give us all of their equipment here either, because they probably have a reaction or 2 in their hand. Man. Yeah, Warrior does have a really easy time blocking Overpower. That's why I wasn't a fan of that line. Man, Glint was like really bad for us right there. And honestly, I'm not even gonna lie to you guys, that was not something I accounted for. Was not something I was accounting for at all right there. Last time we played against Lumina, we were able to win, but like Lumina's really giving us a run for our money right here. So let's see, there's 2 Test of Strengths and a Trounce left in the deck. Man, this has been a good game. Obviously roll Scabs, lol. Yeah, there's one reaction. think we're in a bad spot this game. Like, I don't think we're in a winning spot right here. Like, this is not a good position to be in, I don't think. How many in the swings have we seen? Just the one? We've only seen one Blade Flurry, and we've only seen one in the swing. Might have pitched, but I'm going to be honest, I haven't been keeping track of his pitch stack. Sink below? Yeah. Did not put a card on the bottom, so he goes to 2. So Blade Flurry. If I block 2 with the out muscle, the Blade Flurry kills me. Oh man, if it's what did he block with? Sink Below, Iron Song Response, and Dynamo. Problem is we never know what we're playing around here. Yosh Burst Flames? What? Dude. Are we just like giving Josh crap? I'm all about that. Do not tell me that we're actually going to be able to go to 1 and potentially win this game. Okay. So you're telling me there's a chance. I mean, like, we are wholeheartedly representing the pummel here. Like, I'm not cracking gold. We're not going for any kind of fancy plays. Like, we're going to force our opponent to respect it. I mean, technically, this ends the game. This technically ends the game. Okay, take it on the chin. And he's got a blue, so he's going to take 2 cards from our hand. Oh, no. That's so bad for us. Oh, boy. Yeah, I agree. I think we have to make him have it there. Like, I think right there we have to make him have it. God, the agility token. This is so bad for us. So, is the line to block with Spinal Crush and Thunk and then try to crack 2 golds, hoping to go blue-blue? Because if we go blue-blue, we're going to have 1 floating and then a card in hand. And then we have 2 floating and a card in hand, which means if we go blue-blue, we can go hammer for 6 and then play the pummel. I don't know that there's ever a world where we can only, like, we can't overblock this, right? I mean, dude, fam, yeah, 100%. Like, I mean, it's like the take it on the chin was cracked right there. I mean, sure, we have a chance, but like, I feel like this is not good. Like I do not like this spot at all. Like, the problem is we're just dead to. Okay, so they don't have it. I mean, I guess they could have in the swing here, but again, I can't play around it. So we have to hope to go blue-blue here. It's the only shot we have. Cry ourselves to sleep at night. So, like, drawing into another blue does nothing for me here, right? So the idea was that if we went blue-blue there, we could throw the hammer with 2 floating and have the pummel. But, like, now we're just throwing 6 here, right? Like, this is just like we're just throwing the Command and Conquer and forcing them to give us cards from their hand. Like, I don't think drawing a card there has a value for us. I mean, sure, if they have nothing, we can do it, but like, there's only so many times that like we can we have to play into them having nothing and hope that it pans out for us. But like, there's only so many times when we can play into them having nothing. Now, this is really good. There's only one in the swing left in the deck. It feels like they have to have another in the swing here, if I'm being honest. But I don't think I can ever block 9. Like, I don't think that's a winning line for me. So if I block Thunderquake and Cranial Crush, I can attempt to draw a card. And if I hit a blue, throw 8. Or I can block Thunderquake and Cranial Crush here and then make a surge and throw 6. I think, again, we have to throw 8. Like, we have to be forcing cards out of our opponent's hand here. So, Lunatic, I'm going to be honest. I haven't played Betsy since her release. I haven't, like, really tried to make Betsy work. Yeah, there it is. Wait. What? The Blade Flurry would have killed me on the first one there. I don't understand why he waited. Did I miss something? It won't show me the combat chain? So he attacked with Hatchet and we gave a 3 block. Why? I don't understand why Lumina didn't play it there on the first one. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something. When Lumina comes back, we'll ask him here. Oh, I blocked with a Test of Strength. That's right, the Test of Strength. Yep. Thank you. That's actually why. That makes a lot of sense. Yep. So I actually think Dory is a lot harder than Kasai. I mean, like, because, like, you know, like Lumina was able to, like, really race us there and put on a lot of pressure throughout the course of that game there. Yeah. The Test of Strength there, yeah, everybody was, like, telling me that makes more sense there. But yeah, Lunatic, I'm sorry. I haven't really played Betsy since her release. I haven't really worked on her a lot. I'm going to be honest, like, it seems like a fun hero, but she's also, like, kind of, like, meh, because there's, like, you just have Bravo and Victor, and so she feels like a mediocre Guardian compared. But either way, he cheated. Yeah, Lumina cheated. No, dude, Lumina, you played really well, man. That was a good game. Like, you played very clean. Like, I think, like, there was some, like, pretty awkward stuff, like, for me early on in the game, but, like, you played very well, and, like, I think I should have played cleaner. But yeah, you played very well, man. Like, you did well. It was a good job. And that's a tough, like, that's a good matchup. Like, I think Dory's probably, like, if you're looking to play, like, I think Dory's probably the best warrior in CC right now, honestly. Like, I think she's in a really good spot. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Bolton and I love Kasai, but, like, I think I have a lot easier time into those matchups with all the go again cards. And I think Dory's able to value block and, like, play a lot of a game with me here. Try to make her work, you know, and also if your friend wants to start playing Fab with her. Because of the fantastic art and flavor. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of flavor around Betsy for sure. There might be somebody who's working on one. I know Harrison, like, I think Harrison, like, he just said that he loves Betsy, but I'm pretty sure he bought a Marvel Betsy, he was telling me, I think, a few weeks ago. So, like, Harrison might have a list that you might be able to check out. Lumina, I'm sorry. I'm really bad with people's names, like, and it, like, dawns on me. Annabelle. I will remember that moving forward. I apologize. I will do my best to remember that moving forward. Annabelle. I like try to ingrain that in my head. But no, I appreciate the game. You played very well. Yeah, see? Yeah, Harrison's got, yeah, he's got the Marvel Betsy. I knew someone did. Lunatic, you might be able to join the Discord. If you're not already a member of the Discord, you can find it in the description on YouTube. And somebody may have a Betsy list in there that you could, like, play or, like, work with. Because I think Betsy's a pretty good budget option for getting people into the deck. It's basically excellent, like, yeah, with a better hero power, 100%. Like, I don't know why you would ever be playing Olympia over Dory. I'm going to be honest, I don't really know why you'd be playing Kasai over Dory, if I'm being honest right now, but I think Dory's, like, probably the best. I think Dory is the best warrior in CC right now, personally. But I don't play warriors, so that I leave that up to everybody else to argue with. All right. These big hydrates are killing me. I got to use the bathroom one more time. I'm going to use the bathroom. We're going to take like 2 minutes here. When I come back, we'll be playing more games. Thanks for hanging out today, guys. Okay, short break and we're back. Yeah, so Annabelle, that was actually like a very like intense game. Like, you know, I felt really behind most of the game, to be honest, but like it was a really good game. So the fact that you had Sink, Shunt, and Take It on the Chin, that one turn made sense because you like attacked with a hatchet and I blocked with a card, and then like you passed and did nothing, and you had like 2 cards in hand and 1 in arsenal, and I was like, bro, like what's in their hand? And so like, yeah, no, absolutely. No, Spill Blood. I assume that you meant Spill Blood. Like Swing Big is definitely a brute card, so I assume you didn't mean Swing Big. But yeah, no, I completely understand. Like I assume that your hand had to be awkward. Because you just didn't play Go again. And I was already thinking about what am I going to block with next? Like, how am I going to play out the rest of this turn? But no, I get it. Yeah, I assumed your hand was very awkward that turn. I was really hoping that hand was going to get me back into that hand was going to try to get me back into the game, but it was not able to. All right, we're 0-2 against Kano today. We're going to try and turn that around here while we're here. We had some pretty awkward hands against Kano so far, and like honestly, like I mean, this matchup is terrible. I think I'm like 1-6, like 1-7 against this lifetime, and the one person that I beat, like, just like, yeah. Let's go ahead and clear this out. All right, like the one person I beat, like I think they were kind of new to Kano, like wasn't even really like a super sweaty game or anything like that. So. Yeah, this is not a fun match. This is very bad for me. Like, we could probably like try to make something out of this if we wanted to play like AB3 and like respites and try to make like a longer game out of it, but I don't think that's the way to do this. I think you just kind of have to take your losses when they come when it comes to this deck, if I'm being honest. So it's kind of how I look at playing against Kano. So let's see. This is just going to be for 3. I'm pretty tempted to pitch my out muscle here and keep the E-Strike. I don't know. 6 go again's pretty good. Like maybe we pitch the E-Strike and keep the out muscle here. They get to go find a card on top. Oh boy. This is bad. This is very bad. Yep, tome to draw, I assume. Yep. I've never actually seen anybody pick buff or anything like that off of tome. It's always been draw, but I don't know. Like, my opponent could be on some sauce. Ether Flare? Sure, bud. They want to pitch the Ether Flare to play Swell Tidings. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. We're not going to crack Balance of Justice on turn 0. There will be other turns where they will draw cards that we'll be able to crack Balance to get an extra card in our hand. And turn 0 is not the place to be doing that here. I don't know. It might be one thing if like we were like, I don't think there's ever a world where we're doing that. I don't think there's ever a world where we're doing that. All right, let's try to get some go again pressure here. Hopefully we don't draw double reds. We did not draw double reds, thankfully, so that's good. Like, we need to be attacking, like, a bunch and just, like, playing Go again. What are we? We played 2 Kanos today, and we're 0-2 in a Kano so far today. The first Kano game, like, we had a lot of really bad, awkward hands. And then the second Kano game was when my opponent, like, was, like, actually, like, pitch stacked and knew everything they did. Like, it was, like, actually, like, insanely good for my opponent. And then we'll just go ahead and swing the Anothos here. Now, they don't know that we have a red in our hand, but I mean, let's be honest, like, we're Victor. There's a decent chance we have a red card in our hand. We'll Arsenal to Debilitate here. And then we're probably just looking at pitching the Golden Sun here. I think that's best. We can just go ahead and pitch the Golden Sun. And we pitched 2 cards on turn 0 and 2 cards right there. So we're 4 cards into our deck so far. We put 4 cards back into our deck. I think one of my favorite heroes for some reason. Do not like Kano at all. So Annabelle, I don't think it's like, so I'm going to be honest, like kind of to like your point right there. I don't think that Kano and like Icelander are even remotely the same thing. I loved Icelander. I played a ton of Icelander. Like the fact that like she plays on both sides of the turn cycle. Like she has disruption. Like, but she also has like a pretty good like combo kill attached to her. Like I think is really cool. But I do agree with you that she's like that. Like Kano's not the same thing, not even a little bit, and it's not fun to play against. So the Golden Sun was card 5. This is card 6 and 7 into our deck. Yikes. This is not good. They drew cards, right? So we get to crack balance here. Hopefully we draw blue. It's a little bit better. It's a little bit better. Okay. I know a lot of people who also moved from Icelander to Kano, and it's because this says wizard down here. Like that's literally just because it says wizard. Like I think that's the only reason. Like a lot of people just like the fact that like they have like a lot of wizard cards, like they own Stormstriders, Metacarpus nodes, things like that. I mean, don't get me wrong, I have Kano together, like I own the deck. I just don't like to play it. It's just not very fun in my opinion. So if we pitch the Terra Sunder, we need to block the Ether Arc here. What is this going to be for 1? Let's block 1. We'll pitch the Thunderquake here for the Ether Arc. We have now put, so 7, this is 8 and 9. We've now put 9 cards into our deck. So I'm going to throw the Disable here. Pitching like this, and like we do just have the red, but maybe we get lucky and our opponent like doesn't have the combo set up or anything yet. So let's see. We put 9 cards into our deck. I think the same with Lexi and Azalea. They're very different play styles. Yeah, so I actually really agree with that. I played Lexi at Nats last year, and I think her and Azalea are not even remotely the same hero. Azalea goes very tall, and Lexi went very wide. And so like I completely agree with your read there on that situation 100%. I think a lot of people like, again, like it boils down to like people just like to play cards that are in their class, I think a lot of times. And so I think that's where that comes from. So this is cards 10 and 11 into our deck. We have now put 11 cards back into our deck. Not that it ever matters. We're never going to live in a world where we're going to be able to, we're never like living in a world where we're going to get to pitch stack here, I don't think. But we have now put 11 cards into our deck. Well, that's pretty good. I think we're not in a great spot right now. So it's going to be for 4, right? Yeah, I mean, we'll pitch the Buckling Blow. I just like playing the pretty heroes. That's funny. Oh, that's hilarious. They actually let that banished and then pass? Interesting. So that's card 12 back into our deck. I mean, I get that. Like, I think there's a lot of people who play cards because of the art and other things. Like, I think there's a lot of people who do stuff like that. I completely get that. Sink below, which means now we're going to throw the Choke Slam. Yeah, we want to throw the Choke Slam here. If they took 5 and kept 4 cards in their hand and won an arsenal, I would have thrown the hammer and had the ability to present AB2 there if needed. But I think that this is now that they've given us a card, I think this is a better play here. Yo, what's up, dude? How are you, Holden? Uh-oh, we're dead. Hopefully we're not actually dead, but... Man, my opponent may just activate Kano here, see that they don't want something there, and then just block 6. Also seems like a fine line for them. So we put 12 cards into our deck at this point. Oh, it's an Ether Dart. Okay. Holden, are you going to Atlanta this weekend? This coming weekend? I haven't talked to you in a while. I mean, yeah, we can't block anything, so we're just taking one. Our opponent's just okay with making the exchange of they take 3 life and we take 1. I mean, I guess to be fair, it's like good for them. This is cards 13 and 14. We've now put 14 cards back into our deck. And now we're just going to see how they react here. We have access to AB2 and then AB1 if we need it, or we can play the pummel here, depending on what they have. I want to, but I don't want to ride solo. I get that. I don't know that I would be willing to make that drive if there wasn't like a few of us going. I think there's like 7 of us going. I'm scared that if I play this, I'm just going to die. I think I was correct. Oh, yeah, they're like stacking Kanos. I'm super dead here. Oh, no. Stop, opponent. Stop it. Yeah, we're dead. This is such a bad matchup. Oh, man. Yeah. So what? We take 6. And then Lesson in Lava. Lesson in Lava for 9. And now I have taken 9 and 6 is 15 plus 6. So this is going to be for 21. 21. Funny part is like AB2, I would have been worth like what? 10 life here? Like if we'd had another blue to pitch. So we would have been okay if we'd actually had the blue there, I think. I think it's worth 10 life. I think that's how that works. I haven't like... I've never like... that's always like me just taking the word of like the Arsenal pass guys there. But I think that's what Brendan Patrick said. I've never actually like... took the time to do that math myself. Yeah, our I am inclined to agree with you. Our healthcare system is not great at all. I do agree with that statement very much. But yeah, we do get a lot of events. I'm very thankful for that. It's like having the ability to play at events is very nice. So I went to a Battle Harden in January, went to the Calling at Hartford in February. RTN season was March, and then now in April going to Atlanta, followed by ProQuest season, and then May is Battle Harden Richmond, which I'm kind of on the fence about, and then June is Nats. So like literally every month there's like something I get to play in, which is really exciting. Against Casai, we're gonna do what we did earlier: no pulverizes and no sink belows, and they're making us go first. Kind of want to bring in a one of pulverize. Since I'm going first, yeah, let's do it. We'll bring in one, see if we can get lucky and heave it here. Not super likely, but you never know. I mean, let's just like, yeah, they've packed 73 cards for this matchup, so like, let's just go ahead and take a couple of them out of their hand. We'll Arsenal to disable and keep the Trounce in our hand. I was given a bunch of Yao goes and then back out. See, dude, that's frustrating. Like, I know, man. Like, I know that's frustrating. I know that's very frustrating to have to, like, deal with. Like, when you get people who are like, yeah, like, let's all go. And then they end up not going. I know that sucks, fam. I know that sucks. Yeah, I was like, Josh, I know you said you just don't want to drive in the Atlanta traffic. Like, I guess I don't have that, like, concern. Like, I don't know, like, driving in big city traffic, like, doesn't bother me. Every point... UAB shaves 5 points off the combo. Thank you, Drake, and I appreciate that. That's what I thought. I had heard Brendan Patrick say one time, but I wasn't entirely sure. I mean, blocking this is very relevant, so... Command and Conquer, since we have Pummels in our deck, has more value than the Golden Sun to me, so I'm pretty willing to, like, just go ahead and block with Trounce and the Golden Sun here. We put a Command and Conquer, so we've now put 3 cards into our deck, or 3 cards into our deck as far as pitch stack is concerned. Dude, I love the 6 lanes on the highway, man. Just allows me to go around people who are slow. They're also running double saber, which is kind of like species spicy. I'm just gonna block with debilitate, throw disable for 8, and then arsenal command and conquer here. And there might be like an in the swing here to like push some copper, but I don't know. The fact that they like intellect penalty themselves, like it kind of just look as a win. And then this is for 8. Yeah, so with the trounce, we put a 3rd card into our deck. So we're now 3 cards into our deck, 2 from the first hand, and then the 1 from the trounce. Now put 3 cards back into our deck for pitch deck. Default combo without any pumps on their side, no ABs, 26 damage. It's always good to have that math in mind, but another Victor guy. Oh, yeah, dude, I 100% agree. That matchup is abysmal, bro. Like, you just have to, like, be like, please, don't have it for, like, 20 turns. That, and I think, like, it's one of those matchups where, like, you know, like, some of the decks, like Bravo, I think, you know, like, who are playing, like, you know, like closer to 38 or 40 blues, they're still up a creek, in my opinion, but, like, they have a better chance. Wow, giving me Crown of Province, you love to see that. But, like, the fact that, like, they just, I don't know, like, it's tough, like, but they have more blues, and they probably play AB3 to, like, try and help. But, like, me playing AB2 is a concession to the fact of, like, hey, AB2 with the right blues in the right spots and out muscles and zealous beltings can get me there. So that's, like, my concession of the matchup. But no, that is good math, and I do appreciate you letting me know that. That's very good to know, especially going into next weekend, to have that in my back pocket for sure. They are going to give Crown. I mean, listen, guys, I'm going to be honest. Like, this is a major win for us right here. Like, the fact that, like, they're keeping a 4-card hand is frightening. My God, you love to see it. You love to see it. Num 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 num. Oh, this is fantastic. We get to like just block with the choke slam here. I think we're just gonna have to give them a gold here. I think we're just giving them a gold here, boys. Also, with the 1 card we pitched last turn, we're now at 4 cards in our deck, and our first pitch deck hand is not looking too glamorous. Like, it's fine. So this is probably just like a, I mean, we're probably just like, I think we're just blocking 3 and taking 1. Like, it is what it is. Like, we're not denying them the gold. I'm not giving up my entire equipment suite here when they're still at 38 to deny the gold. So I think this is what it's going to have to be here. And then this is going to be for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, so we're going to go to 32. Or I guess maybe I'm supposed to block there since, like, the CNC pummel just doesn't matter. I guess they don't have an arsenal anymore. Spent too much time talking and not paying attention. Am I supposed to throw hammer for 6 and keep this in my hand? And hope that they arsenal next turn? So I could have blocked with the Golden Sun there on that last one and then just thrown the hammer for 4. I really don't like, you know, giving myself an intellect penalty here, but, like, I think that, like, I don't really want to throw Command and Conquer on this. They just won't block. Like, they don't care. It doesn't matter. So I think we're just gonna throw 6 here and just see what they do. They'll probably give us a card and Dynamo, if I had to guess, and then attack for a bunch. Hopefully it's a hand where, like, they're just going to Arsenal here. Definitely, like, a mistake on my part that, like, I probably should have been able to see through had I been paying more attention. We probably could have just given, I don't know, like, maybe I'm just supposed to, like, throw 10 overpower there. That doesn't really feel like a great play. Like, we have the Command and Conquer pummel. We just need to be able, like, we need them to Arsenal a card here. So, yep. Take 2, go to 36, and we'll pass. And let's see, we had put a 4th card, so that's cards 5 and 6 into our deck. We're now 6 cards into our deck at this point. Burdens of the Past, that's interesting. So we win with the Rouse and then the Trounces on top. I'm kind of incentivized to put it on the bottom. So we've now put a 7th card into our deck, and we're going to make it an 8th here. And with the Wallop, that's pretty good as well. So we've now put 8 cards into our deck. And we have a Trounce as our 8th card, which means we're looking at our second hand of pitch deck is going to be lined up. It's going to line up pretty well for us. Okay, Blade Runner. Yep. And the Blade Flurry. So again, the Command and Conquer Pummel, just like not looking at doing anything. No, did they draw a card? I think they drew a card if I'm not going crazy. I don't know, I could be wrong. Centauri Saber for 7. So I mean, we would have to go to 24 here. Like, or I guess technically I have 2 Vigors, which means I can make a Surge, throw this, and then still have this. So like I can block 5. Or I'm sorry, block 3, take 5, and then I can throw. I could honestly just block for more and then not play the Rouse this turn, or like not Arsenal the Rouse for next turn, which is what I was thinking about doing. But I think this is a better line, where I'm in a better spot. I think this is a better line. I would like to Arsenal the Rouse. I mean, maybe I'm just supposed to go blocks and then give like tech plating here to like force them. But I really want them to Arsenal their card. Like, I want them to Arsenal. I don't want them to, like, play. So we have 5 resources, and we need 5 total. So we make one here. All right. All right. I made a misstep there, but, like, we're trying to, like, bring the game back here a little bit. I'm trying to play a little bit cleaner and try to bring the game back into, like, within reason point here. After like a little bit of a misstep on my part there with the whole Command and Conquer pummel and not lining that up correctly. Assume our opponent's thinking here. Gonna refresh just in case. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. I mean, if they're giving bracers, I assume that means they're looking to block over. They could be blocking 8 here, if I'm being honest. Like, they could just, like, want to block 8. Or, I'm sorry, 9. And then that way, if I do play the pummel... I mean, yeah, like, I'm gonna play it. You can play the take it on the chin, that's fine, but I'm still gonna play this. You're still going to be left with 1 card, like, which means they get to keep a blue and swing both the sabers here, which is fine. It kind of depends on like what our hand looks like as far as like how we decide to play back into this. I mean, if this was a blue, I would just say no blocks and just stare at him. So I can block 3 and then take the 2 and deny them. Well, I mean, I guess they're not really doing anything there anyway, right? Like, it doesn't really matter. But if we block with Pulverize, then I get to go 6 into 6 here. And I'm at 27. I'm down 5 points. I'm up equipment. Kind of, because of how much value they get out of Dynamo. I really don't understand why they didn't block with Dynamo. Like, I was representing the pummel. It feels like you always want to block with Dynamo just in case. I technically should have pitched the Wallop here in case they do have like a random, like if they have a what's the Nourishing Emptiness here. I should have technically have blocked with, or I'm sorry, pitched the Wallop. I'm so used to pitching Chokeslam when I'm going to play a Go Again card because I need this to have Go Again from Zealous Belting. And like in my head, that's how I pitch the cards, but that was a mistake on my part. Like, definitely should have like been, I definitely should have pitched the Wallop first. Because if they have a Nourishing Emptiness here and stuff this with Go Again, just like that, I'm now stuck arsenaling my Wallop, which means I'm pretty much just going to give up my Crown of Providence here because this is absolutely terrible for me. I mean, to be fair, like, it's not like Chokeslam was like, you know, a gem to have in my arsenal or anything, but like, this is really bad now. Okay. I don't know that I necessarily agree with that option. I mean, am I just saying no blocks here? No, I need to crown this away. Like, the wallop sucks here. So we were at 8. We went 9, and then this is going to be the 10th card put into our deck. So we've now put 10 cards back into our deck at this point. And then we're going to throw the Spinal Crush here and hope that this buys us some offense. So let's see, we pitched a Rouse earlier, and then we played the Out Muscle, so like we're still, like there's still quite a few Go Again cards left in our deck. Like there's 10 Go Again cards in our deck, essentially, because we have 3 Rouses, 3 Zealous, we have 2 Out Muscles, and then we have 2 E-Strikes. So since we are 10 cards in, we're going to go 11, 12, and then 13 there. God almighty, this hand's awful. This makes you feel like they have a Blade Runner here. $13 cards into our deck. Blade Runner. Okay. I mean, I think we're just blocking 6 here. Like, this is... I mean, we could block, like... We could block Thunderquake and, like, Tech Plating here and then throw E-Strike for 7, putting Zealous on the bottom. But I think this is better because I really want the Zealous in my hand. I think I want the Zealous in my hand for this, like, for our next turn here. And we're going to hope that their hand is, like, not super great. I mean, like, the odds of them having a bad hand are not likely, but, like, the odds of them having, like, a cracked hand, like... I mean, maybe we're super lucky and they just don't have a Go Again hand. Alright, so we still only put 13 cards into our deck at this point. They are up 5 cards, but, like, we're... Does this have Dominite? I like that. That's a pretty good line for us. So we get to go Zealous Belting into Debilitate, Arsenal to Debilitate. I mean, we could, like, play the Rouse. Like, I don't know. I think this is our best line here. Yeah, this is definitely our best line here. With our hand and the way it's lined up, this is the best thing we can be doing right now. Because we get to throw 13 at them, and the second card that we're throwing at them has a relevant on-hit effect here. The -2 is, like, pretty relevant here. We're still doing pretty well on equipment right now, so I'm pretty content with that. And we're also setting up some second cycle Go Again hands, which I'm a pretty big fan of, so... I imagine they give us 2 cards in the Dynamo here, take 1 and go to 22. The patience there to block and play a more patient game actually really panned out for me there. Like to see the patience of that hand paying off here. We just put our 13th card was a Wallop or a Thunk. I think it was a Wallop. And so now we're going to go Rouse into Debilitate, and then we're going to try to put a 7 or an 8 in our pitch deck next so that our second cycle hand works with Rouse, in hopes that, like, we get to that second cycle and we're able to play our Rouse there and get it to work. Guys, thanks for hanging out today. I appreciate you guys being here. A lot of things you could be doing on Sunday afternoon, so I appreciate you chilling with me while we're prepping for Atlanta next weekend. If you're new to the channel and you like the content, appreciate you hitting that follow button, subscribe, whatever platform you're watching on, whatever it says. Appreciate you hitting that button. Helps me out a lot. So let's see, 13. This is 14, 15. We're now 15 cards into our deck, and our current hand looks to be honestly, I'm kind of interested in just saying no blocks. There's only one Nourishing Emptiness left in the deck. I mean, we can deny them the copper here if we want to. We could block Wallop and Tech Plating here if we wanted to. Like, if we block Wallop and Tech Plating here, then they're going to turn around and come in for 5, I imagine. And then at that point... actually, I guess we're better off blocking with a Golden Sun, right? But that's tough because I really want to play it. Like, we're pitching this because it plays well with our Rouse for second cycle, and we're 15 cards into our deck at this point. Maybe this is just a no blocks hand. Like, maybe we're just looking at no blocks so we can go Cranial Crush into the Out Muscle. We pitch we pitch the Wallop. No, we pitch the Cranial Crush into the Out Muscle. Pitch Golden Sun to make a Surge, and then throw the Debilitate. But we're probably looking at taking 4 and 5. We're probably taking 9. So we're probably going to 18 here to do it, if I had to guess. That's pretty good for them. And this lets them activate... Okay, so they're not going to activate Bracers here. They do have the Agility token for next turn, which is pretty good. I mean, I'm definitely just going to block with a piece of equipment here. Like, I mean, I could block with the Golden Sun here and keep my equipment, right? Like, I could block with the Golden Sun and go again into Hammer. I think this is better because, like, we're staying up on life here and we're denying them a gold. All right, and we've put 15 cards into our deck, so we are going to go ahead and make the Surge just in case. Just in case here. And we're looking at Out Muscle. Hopefully they don't have the last Nourishing Emptiness in their hand. That would be a big Sag for us. Would be a big Sag indeed. And we're 15 cards into our deck at this point, so we're still looking at trying to set up a decent pitch stack here. Oh, you love to see that. You love to see that. Giving us 2 cards on that is fantastic for us because that makes this so much better here. Yes, you are absolutely correct, Soulless. I was not thinking about the agility from the Shift the Tide of Battle. That would have 100. What I was like, they had one, right? Yeah, no, that one. It was 100% to give Civic Steps there, because we could save this for a more relevant turn later. Yes, 100%. Good catch. I appreciate you pointing that out. That is a mistake on my part. "100% a mistake on my part." Debating if he wants to sink here. No. So we're looking at 16, 17, 18. We've now put 18 cards into our deck. We're probably going to block with the Buckling Blow here. Just block with the Buckling Blow, make a Surge, and then attack for 10. Seems pretty good. I mean, he does have Go Again here. Like, I don't know if maybe I'm supposed to give the Surge here. Or I'm supposed to give the Civic Steps here. I don't think so. I think I'm pretty okay just taking 2 here. There's no threat of Grains here. He's really just clearing the Dynamo here. So since we have a Surge, we get to make a new Surge, and then we get to throw Thunderquake for 10. No relevant on-hit effect here, but just a very good value card. Just 10, just pushing damage here is really solid. There is some part of me that wonders if Thunderquake might be better served as Prime to Fight, as to if for me to get more value in these matchups specifically, like into Kasai, into Dory, into like Bolton, like Katsu, Fi, things like that. I don't know. I think the 10 versus the 9 is actually pretty relevant against against decks like Bravo, Victor, like Betsy, like, you know, like those like Guardian Mirrors where you're playing that longer slog like that. I think that's like it's better in those situations. So they take 1 and get an agility here. And then we have, so let's see, we were at 18. This is 19, 20. We're 20 cards into our deck right now. I mean, part of me wants to give the Civic Steps here, but if they pass, I'm worried that we get punished for not blocking with the Test of Strength, but I think that might be a chance we're just supposed to take here. I mean, it's also just 2, right? Like, really doesn't matter. Do we care about this? So we have 2 gold in play. I don't think we care about this, right? Like we're not going to do this. We're going to leave this on top. So we do have a cool play that we get to make here with the we can make with the gold. So we can, this is going to cost 3. So we can actually make a surge, draw the pummel, and then throw the chokeslam here for 8, which is pretty solid because we're arsenaling the pummel and they know it's there. Like, I mean, they know it's there, but like it doesn't matter, right? Like we just don't care. So we make a surge, we draw the pummel, and we throw the chokeslam. I think this is a really good line for us. We're using the gold pretty effectively here to set up the pummel in our arsenal, as opposed to having an awkward hand next turn where we have the pummel in our hand and we're trying to work out a way to get the pummel into our arsenal or to play it next turn. And I think this is just an all-around better play and probably one of the better uses we'll get of the gold there. The only thing that kind of sucks about that play is that we had to give up not getting gold off of the Test of Strength and just be okay with going down a gold. That's also cards 22, 21, and 22 that we put into our deck. Let's see, we've seen 1 Trounce, 2 Trounce, 2 Tests of Strength. So there's still a Trounce and a Test of Strength left, and I think we put a Trounce on the bottom earlier. I can't remember. We have 22 cards put into our deck right now. I am pretty incentivized to deny the copper here because blood on our hands can be very obnoxious. They also have Kasai going here. So I think that what we want to do is... Man, am I better off just to give 2 cards here since it's going to be for 4? So I can give... Give 6 here, and then I can throw... I mean, then this is for 2. I mean, I could just give Buckling Blow, Tectonic Plating, and Civic Steps. I think that's the better play here. I think this is fine. Like, there's no tricks or anything, so I think this is what we want to be doing here. And then we get to give this an attack for 8. Our opponents played this very patiently and very methodically. The one thing I don't like is that they are now up on equipment on us, and that's not good for us. That is a very, like, key component of us losing the game against Warrior. Yeah, sure. They want to block differently. That's fine with me. Like, no information has exchanged here lately. No information has exchanged here. I've been playing Request Undo CC a lot lately because I've had people like doing some pretty weird stuff against me, and I'm really just not here for it, if I'm being honest. Let's block 3 and see what they do. This could just be like Stroke of Foresight here. How many Command and Conquerors are left in my deck? There's 1 more. I mean, I would like to use the CNC Pummel, but they don't have anything to pummel here, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, I mean, I like Request Undo. Like, I've been away from it for a while just because sometimes people are kind of like tools when they play it, but So let's see. We threw this, so we went to 22. We had 23 cards put into our deck. So if we block like this, we get to deny them the gold here as well. We've done a good job at denying them the ability to be able to play, like play Raisin Army here and like really like punish us that way. But at some point, we are going to have to give up some life when we find a hand that's worth it so that we can actually use our pummel here. I would have taken life there and probably given them the gold if they were going to keep a card in their hand, like if they were going to arsenal their last card there. But I think it was better to block with a Command and Conquer and then just play the hammer game here. Like just play a little bit of a slower game here. We have to be careful because technically they have access to 36 cards in their deck and we have access to 33. So technically they are up 3 cards on us in total. So we have to be a little bit careful here about, you know, like if we play the longer game, they might try to fatigue us here. So we have to be careful. But if we get to the end of the game, there's probably a pretty good chance where they just don't have go again at a certain point. I mean, I assume you're giving Dynamo in a card here. Like, you get to just, like, you've literally worked the game into a situation opponent where you have an opportunity to just take 0 life and just play offense with 3 cards. Like, not likely. Like, Casai is a high floor, low ceiling kind of deck. So, like, the odds of them, like, taking 3 there is very unlikely, in my opinion. This is a card that I'm okay pummeling. How many Spinal Crushers are left in our deck? We've only played 1 Spinal Crush so far, really? That's interesting. That's very interesting indeed. So this is 2 go again with no on-hit effect, no blocks. Or no, I'm sorry. I apologize, opponent. I have a test of strength. I should just block here. It's like, duh, forehead. I mean, I guess if they have Glint, they get to see another card here, but... if they had a blue or something they wanted to play, like, we're, like, leaving them, like, a spot where if we don't block that... oh, yeah, see, this is good. We can just take 2. This doesn't matter. Like... I mean... like, I like the sentiment behind what you're saying, Josh, but I don't necessarily agree with it. Because, like, there are spots where, like, the warrior can just outvalue you because, like, we do have a very good weapon for late game and, like, fatiguing them. But, like, there are a lot of decks who have learned how to play around this, like, Anothos, like, late game fatigue, like, to some extent. Like, you can only play around it so much, but... and they probably have a sink below here, if I had to guess. We're gonna force them to have it, though. Yep, that's fine. We got Grains there, and, like, that's perfectly okay with me. We're forcing them to have it, and we cannot heave this, sadly. We're gonna arsenal this. It's not a very good hand. I mean, it is a great late game weapon. I do agree with you. So I'm pretty sure there's a blue on the top of my deck. We're in pitch stack at this point. So if I block 3, I can crack to... you know. So what we could do is I could... if we block with Spinal Crush here, like, I want to deny them the gold. I don't want to give them the gold here. We have a couple of options. If we crack to draw a card, we have 2 Golden Suns left in our deck. So, and we have... there's 1 more Trounce in the deck, I think. Yeah, there's a Trounce left in our deck that I think we've set up to win pretty much. So if we draw gold and we go to one floating and we draw blue, we get to then come in with the Zealous Belting and then swing the hammer. We also have the option here of making a surge and swinging the hammer for 6 and keeping the Zealous Belting and trying to, like, have a really good Zealous Belting turn next turn. Swinging the hammer here is kind of weak. And I'm going to be honest, this is one of those times when, like, I'm pretty sure after the Terra Sunder there's a blue. Like, I'm, like, 99% sure there's a blue here. I was like, I think we're going for it. I think that's like the better line. We could also just throw the Spinal Crush, but I like at this point, like it's more of a damage race than it is anything. So I like 5 into 6 as opposed to just 9. Plus, we're also setting up a Spinal Crush second cycle hand with 2 blues that we know are coming up. So let's see. Yeah, I like this play a lot because I think that like we're gonna have to get to a point to where we're forcing cards out of their hand, and like we've really done a good job of denying them raise an army this game. Like thankfully, like that is a very good late game plan for them, and like we really have to like keep them off of that. And it appears that there's still like every copy of that card in their deck. Like they haven't given us one yet. Like they haven't blocked with one yet, which normally people are pretty inclined to block with one first cycle. I think, like most people are pretty inclined to block with one first cycle. I don't know. Maybe I was like, I assume our opponent's thinking here instead of like me needing to like refresh, but I mean, if you're blocking just to block, I don't really like giving the bracers there. Like I think it is way better for them to just take one and keep that block. I don't know. That's a like I don't know. I could be wrong. So last turn we pitched 2 blues, which means I'm going to go Spinal Crush. So currently for second cycle, after we put these cards into our deck, we will like right now we've put 2 cards into our deck for second cycle, or I'm sorry, for third cycle, not second cycle. Taking 6, so you just go into 10 here. Okay, you must like your hand. So now we are looking at, we're 5 cards into our deck. This is tough. Really don't want to block with the Golden Sun here. The Glint is pretty punishing. Like, that's not good for us because he gets an extra card out of it. I do think we can take some life here. Like, I think we can take whatever happens with the second Centauri Saber here so that we have the capability to throw Thunderquake and then Arsenal the Golden Sun, I think is okay. This might be an in the swing. We might be taking 5 here. Not sure. No. Just 2, and you're going to make a Grains? I mean, listen, I'll call that a win. Call that a win every day of the week and twice on Sunday. So yeah, let's throw 10 and Arsenal the Golden Sun. I think this is pretty good for us. And we've put 5 cards into our deck at this point for third cycle, and we know that our first third cycle hand is going to have a Spinal Crush in it with blues on both sides of it. So we know that we're going to be able to play our Spinal Crush second cycle. We just have to make sure that we're hanging on to enough life to be able to block with 1 card to play our Spinal Crush. We're also putting blues all below our Spinal Crush so that if we have a hand where we have to block with 3 cards and then Arsenal the Spinal Crush, we have potential to block with 2 cards in the following hand and then be able to play our Spinal Crush after arsenaling it and taking an off turn. And I think our Trounce is coming up not in the next hand, but in the hand after that. I'm not going to bet the farm on that, but that's what I think is happening. This is a matchup where like Buckle and Buckling Blow would be insane. I have been debating cutting 1 Wallop and playing a Buckling Blow, or playing a Buckle, and then cutting the red Debilitates and playing Buckling Blow. That has been something I've been considering, in all honesty. I've been really thinking about that, and I don't know. Okay, so the fact that they do not block with Valiant Dynamo tells me they do not have Go again here. Sorry, I know I'm like kind of all over the place right now, but I'm just like thinking through the game here. But anyway, I think Buckle and Buckling Blow would give you some like pretty decent points into like Dory, Hatchet Story, and I think it would give you some pretty good points into Kasai. Like I think it like also I would not hate Buckle and Buckling Blow into Katsu because you could randomly get breezies and just be like cards 6 and 7 into our deck. Okay, so I was wrong. It is in this hand. Okay. So we put 7 cards into our deck. We've now put 8 cards into our deck, and it was a wallop. And we're going to get an extra resource because of the wallop. Now, we are going to give them the hand here. Like, we can't stop it. We physically cannot stop it. But Jesus' hand is awesome. So, unfortunate for us, but it is what it is. Okay, so we are now 8 cards into our deck because of the Trounce. Make a surge. Play Rouse. Pitch Rouse. Reveal 14. 8 go again. He's probably going to give 2 cards here if I had to guess. I'm hopeful that now we are at the part of the game where we are going to continue to take cards out of our opponent's hand, and we have now built the momentum value that we need to get ahead on card economy in the decks so that we can now be winning the game. You'll notice that 49 cards have come out of their deck and 42 cards have come out of our deck. That is because like they brought in 73 cards against us, I think, and we were playing 65. 66, I'm sorry. We played a 1-up Pulverize because we went first. Pretty sure we've already blocked with that Pulverize. Or no, was that last game we had the Pulverize? Maybe that was last game. I can't remember. Or no, last game was against Kano, wasn't it? Yeah. Either way, we put 8 cards into our deck for third cycle. We're pushing quite a bit of damage here. And then I'm going to throw the Golden Sun. We're going to break a gold for Overpower. And then I'm going to Arsenal Macho Grande, which is good because then I have a 2-card hand where I'm looking at I can block with 2 cards and then throw a Dominate, which is really solid. Wow. Did not have... Wait, he could have... Yeah, my opponent didn't understand how that card works. So based off the cards we put back, we're going to go Rouse, then Chokeslam. So this is cards 9 and 10 into our deck. And we have, unfortunately, not set up a good Rouse hand here. I mean, I'm thinking a Dominate might end the game here. Man. Am I just giving it to them here? Like, are we just going to block for value? Am I just going to block Thunk and then Chokeslam? No, I'm going to block... No, blocking with Rouse is so bad here. So at 10 cards into our deck, we're 9 cards away from our... we're 9 cards away from our Spinal Crush, and I think our Golden Sun is in the next hand. I think we're just blocking for value here and taking 2. I think this is fine. Like, I hate giving them 3 copper here, but I think this is okay. And then they come in for 2, and we get to block 3, deny them more copper. I think this is like one of the first times we've given up a gold all game. But I think this just ends the game. Like, they have 3 from hand and then 1 from here. Like, even if they have 4, like, they have to have a Take It on the Chin. So they have to have a D-React, which is 4. No, I'm sorry. If they had 3, 4, and then 5, 6. So technically, if they have a Take It on the Chin, which they did actually pitch one earlier, but I think it's after this. I do not think it's in this hand. I could be wrong. 1, 2, Take It on the Chins. Yeah, there's only 2 Take It on the Chins. They said good game, so I think they don't have it. All right, yeah, so they ended up not having it there. So 18 turns, and we had to earn every single point of that 18 turns. That was a very long and grindy game, and we really worked for the win right there. But we ended up coming out on the victorious side of it right there, so it was worth every minute of it to talk about what I was pitch stacking, how I was setting up, what we were doing, and what we were looking at. And so I like the second cycle Rouse hand that I pitched. The second one was not good. I don't know that I could have pitched that any better to play differently, but it was something that I probably could work on there. So I won't lie, 4-4 today is not exactly great. It's not exactly the numbers I'm looking for when I play. When I'm trying to I don't want to go 4-4 next weekend in Atlanta. That's not what I'm looking to do. But I feel like we picked up some good things. Like we talked about pitch stacking and like worked on some things. So I think today was good. Tomorrow I will be streaming in-person games. Silas is coming over. I'm not sure if anybody else is, but Silas is going to be here for some in-person streaming. We're going to play some in-person games tomorrow. He's been playing KO and I've been working on Victor, so we're going to be playing that matchup. Yo, Harrison, I really appreciate those kind words, man. Thank you a whole bunch, dude. Dude, that was a really good game. Hey, if that was you, man, that was a really good game. I really enjoyed it. I really appreciate you playing that game against me. That was a tough one, man. Like you made me work for every single point right there. That was tough. I had to like pitch stack and set up second cycle, and like that really took a lot out of me there mentally. So it was good. Been getting into Victor, and your content's really been helping me get started. Oh, dude, Cap, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that. I hope you love Victor, dude. Victor's awesome. I've been having a blast playing him. I really appreciate those kind words, though. You guys are too kind. I really appreciate it. Tomorrow, in person team testing for Atlanta this weekend. Be playing Victor and KO on camera. I think is what we're looking at playing. Probably try to mix it up if everybody else shows up. I'm not sure who else is going to be here. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night, guys.